And yet these two think they're God's gift to the St. Louis golf scene and criticize people for not following procedures. Doug, that's Tarvis Parrish.
Sure.
He is so pissed because he has a grant. I know that.
Like he's got one and we don't.
He got one and he's pissed.
Craving a fiesta for your taste buds? Welcome to Rosalita's Cantina, your ultimate Tex-Mex getaway. Indulge in their mouth-watering tacos, queso-smothered burritos, and the best chips and salsa imaginable. Dine in on their beautiful patio, majestic bar, elegant dining hall, or grab it to go. And don't forget to check out their location at Enterprise Center. No game or concert is complete without nachos and a margarita. Rosalita's Cantina, where the sunshine never ends. Learn more at rosalitascantina.com.
Hello, it's me, Tom Schmidt. I'm happy to tell you about Salt and Smoke and all the...
I'm going to let you finish, Tom, but first, why don't you take a break, okay? You've been doing this for 57 years. You had time to think about that? Waffle cones, World's Fair? No. Lean brisket, popovers, Cracker Mac, whiskeys, bourbons, custom cocktails, maybe even wings trashed. I don't know. But that doesn't matter if you don't accept my love, Tom. Will you accept my love? Will you kiss me?
Salt and Smoke.
Oh, and Iggy should quit.
If you talk to someone who has had a kitchen remodel, say, from Collier & Thompson, they'd probably love to show it to you and say, look what our place looks like now. Collier & Thompson does it, and they do it right. Also, football season is here. You might want to update that man cave. Nothing better than sitting in a comfortable man cave, and Collier & Thompson can make it look like the best place in your house. You want an appliance? Maybe an appliance for the holidays. You're thinking about that. They've got the top brand names. They got Bosch, Thermador, Wolf, Sub-Zero. Got them all. Old Stacy is the appliance guy. He'll do you right. Matthew and Eric are the appliance installers. Also, they are looking to hire some lead contractors. If that is your line of work and you'd like to work for the best company in town that does this sort of stuff, Collier & Thompson is the one to look for. They've got almost everything, and it's all right there in-house. No need to go to 5 or 8 different places to remodel one room. With Collier & Thompson, the countertops, appliances, lighting, flooring, hardware, plumbing, electric, you name it, it is all right there in-house. They will take absolutely great care of you. Collier & Thompson on Manchester and Baldwin, next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Collier & Thompson, come home to quality. Online at collierandthompson.com.
There's nothing more important than the look and feel of your home. So now's the time to make your home your retreat. Replace your tired old windows and doors with Marvin replacement products designed to improve comfort and efficiency. Fisher Window and Door Store, a reputable local company, will guide you through the entire replacement process. Their experts will help you make the right choice for your home, and they'll measure, design, and install your new windows and doors.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher. Since 1941, the Fisher family has provided you with quality American-made building products, including Marvin Windows and Doors. Come visit one of our showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, and let us help you increase the value of your home.
Bring that distinct sense of quality to every room with Marvin. Visit Fisher Window and Doors' huge, newly remodeled showroom in Brentwood, or Fisher Lumber in East Alton, Illinois. Quality and comfort starts at Fisher Window and Door. Online at fisherwindow.com.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have 2 questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown & Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Recovery, it's not just a goal, it's a transformative journey. At Illinois Recovery Center, you'll find an unwavering commitment to provide the support, guidance, and personalized care you or your loved one needs to rediscover a life filled with purpose, strength, and lasting renewal. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Introducing the first ever TMA Banty Brew, a 16-ounce canned wheat ale with orange and coriander and an image of all 4 TMA boys across the front. The Banty Brew, a refreshing ale made with white wheat, ground coriander, and fresh whole oranges. And now you can pick up the TMA Banty Brew at Salt and Smoke or at any area Friar Tuck's location. Must be 21 or older to consume or purchase. See the can at TMASTL.com and find a participating location to try it for yourself. Brought to you by Charlottesville Brewery and Winery in St. Genevieve, Show Me Beverages, and Salt and Smoke. Find out more at TMASTL.com. You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the morning after live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA all day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You're listening to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Welcome to the Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Doug, we have phone lines, but we don't have a text line today. Callier and Thompson phone lines, Schaefer Door Company text inbox down. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day up.
It could be read.
But there is a wireless issue here at Hubbard Radio St. Louis.
Hurricane got us?
Jackson?
I don't know on the reason why. I just know that it is currently the case. It's being worked on, so hopefully we can get it up and running. But the podcast will go up. YouTube live stream will still work. Right. So we have hardwired internet, but the wireless is currently down.
Gotcha.
All right.
Oh, well, that's a heck of a way to start a Thursday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not ideal by any means.
No.
But these things happen, and we can power through.
I just wonder if we can shake it off.
I don't know if we can, actually, Jackson.
This hits, and it hits hard.
All right.
We'll have to do the same show we did before we had text. Before we got text.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, of course, phone calls. 636-900-4 TMA. Callier and Thompson phone lines.
Yeah. This is raining down on us like a sack of hammers.
I like that. I
heard that last night from one of the weather people on the Weather Channel. I have to admit, I was watching the Weather Channel.
Yeah, I was too.
I think that was
all night. I shut it down.
Well, no, not all night until I went to bed.
Well, the Dodgers were smoking the Padres, so there's no need.
Not a lot of drama there.
No real reason to watch that. So the Weather Channel is probably must-see television last night.
I was amazed at the people do a terrific job too in the storm.
Yeah,
but I was amazed at the technology, how good everything worked.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you've ever worked in that business at all, you know microphones are sometimes stubborn, and earpieces, you can't hear the other guy talk, and the lights go in and out. But these people were flawless.
Yeah.
It went so well that it looked like they were doing it in a studio almost. It sounded so good.
And connecting back with headquarters, having the in-studio go to the live person and having that connection be rock solid throughout is so impressive.
Yeah. And they had on, some of them were wearing baseball helmets there for a while. You see that?
And the projectiles were flying at a 110 mile per hour wind.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, I can get into the text inbox.
Can you? Maybe the Wi-Fi's back.
No, I'm just using my hotspot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with the hotspot you'll be fine.
Oh, see, we've already bounced back, and I mean in a big way.
Solving problems.
Happy days are here again, fellas.
Yep. Well, that'll be a delight. And so then I guess, is the YouTube up?
Yeah. So we have hardwired internet.
Hardwired. Do you like that? Not wireless.
I don't mind
the Ethernet is fine. It's the wireless, the Wi-Fi, and all the
84 people are in there.
Is a problem.
It's wonderful. See if Jake Reynolds started off. He did.
Okay. What's he say?
Morning, boys. Much love to the wonderful Loomster, delightful 830 Recreator, and Nate. Sure hope you're safe and okay down in Tallahassee. Love y'all.
That's just nice. I get the warm and fuzzies when I hear those. I feel better about mankind.
The delectable Danny Pintaro says that's a nice message, Jake. You remember Danny Pintaro? He played the role
Everybody's getting nice.
Jonathan on Who's the Boss.
It's contagious.
And he is in our YouTube chat.
Pass around the love and watch it blossom.
Well, maybe they just realize that they're lucky that they're not in Florida. There's people in Florida that are in trouble and just trying to pass nice messages around today to be.
Nate in Tallahassee doesn't have that spirit, Iggy. Yeah. Good morning. I'm curious to hear how Iggy will both downplay Hurricane Milton and then make it about himself.
Oh.
It's from Nate in Tallahassee.
Why would I downplay it?
I don't know.
Nate, call in 636-9004 TMA, Callier and Thompson phone lines. You can continue to use the Schaefer Door Company text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Email in to compete in the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. JV golf coach in Buck Swope leading.
Yeah.
I saw Buck Swope in the wild last night.
Where was he? He's feral?
Well, I don't know if Buck Swope wants to. I have no idea, but I took. My wife is in a spot right now with our 2-year-old who has gone from sleeping completely soundly to coming into our bed and keeping her up all night. I have gone to my Davenport in the basement, which is where I now reside. I think I did that at a point with our older son, but you kind of block it out. I think that's a human condition to make people forget how miserable early childhood years are, so they continue to reproduce. I think there's something there. I'm going to do a master's thesis on that after I get more Ella Reese content. And so I took my 2 sons out to give her some time, and I saw Buck Swope. Saw some other people when I went to the place, and then I saw Buck Swope from afar.
Wearing a sport coat, I assume?
I think he was. I didn't.
Yeah. He's natty dresser.
He is.
Stay away from him.
Well, I said hello to but from afar. But I was with my 2-year-old. Had a diaper situation, which I was tending to. It's always delightful.
But in the middle of the night, you run away from him. He runs to you and says, "But Father, I love you."
That's exactly what he said. He whispers it in my ear.
And with that, you disappear into the basement.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah, it's quite a situation we got going on. And since I've been there before. I guess maybe I'll be back up in my bed sometime in 2026. Kind of.
Yeah, by the time 3 or 4, usually they get straightened out with that.
Yeah. What are you going to do? I don't know. What are you going to do?
Nothing.
You've been there. You know the program.
Yes, I told you. I had 3 in bed at the same time for a couple of years there.
I used to, but that was in Las Vegas. So now I'm in this spot. It's a different situation and not necessarily the one I was looking for. But what are you going to do? I keep going back. What are you going to do?
No, nothing. You just run away from them.
That's exactly right.
Right. Get yourself some room that you can wall off, lock them out, and let your wife deal with it. That's what you do.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, who's in charge anyway?
Thank you. Thank you for saying it. It's officially dig through 4 inches of Carhartt to get to 2 inches of pecker season. Burr. That's from Sweet Sweet Kai.
What in the world did that mean?
Likely it's really cold up in Massachusetts right now, so you're going to be wearing a lot of heavy clothing like Carhartt.
It's cold up there already?
Probably.
Sweet Sweet Kai still ball striking on Mondays?
No, I can't imagine he ever plays.
He's not a very good ball striker?
He's weak. He's no good.
Really? Wow.
He also works really early in the morning, so it's probably the coldest it'll ever be. It's 49 degrees right now in Cape Cod.
Enough that noise. Sweet Sweet Kai, what are you doing?
High of 58 today.
Gosh, we're going to get close to 90 Saturday.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
That'll be great for the UMass watch parties.
Perfect. We won't want to go outside. It'll be so warm.
I watched the Gary Coleman doc last night. Did you know he was a virgin like our Jackson because his junk never grew in? That's from The Worst Who Wins Wacko. I didn't know that.
That was part of the show?
His junk never grew in?
He shared that with everyone?
Stayed inside?
Didn't have a ween?
Worst Who Wins Wacko, you'll have to elaborate. I'm extremely horny. That's from The Total Package.
Oh, yeah.
I told Jackson when I came in, when I go out to smoke in the morning, I smoke in that little corner. Nobody can see me. There's a little table and chair over there. And as I walked out this morning, I just saw a dude sitting with his head down in his backpack, not really paying attention. I thought it was Danny Mac. So I just walk out and say, "Call in, big lesbian."
That's what you said to this gentleman.
And I thought it was Danny Mac, and the guy left his head. He goes, "Pardon me?" I go, "Oh, sorry, you're not Danny Mac." I guess I'll go have breakfast. He just left.
With that, he left the property.
He thought it's a good time to get away from this. Good, because it sounded like when the teleprompter turns off on politicians until Tim got his hotspot. That's from Todd Reesing. I don't know, I'm just reading them in order, even if they're not necessarily.
No, just read it.
Hurricane Helene buzzes my house and Jake Reynolds says nothing. Milton's 100 miles away and Jake feigns concern about me like a typical Midwesterner.
Oh, come on.
Tallahassee. I'm on board with Dayton, Tallahassee. I just announced it.
You see
Our politeness holds us back, and I don't consider it to be politeness. I consider it to be phony.
Oh.
Cut to the quick. Kill a bitch. Look him in the eye.
Gosh.
But we will make progress. You mother effers. You're nice. Fine.
Oh.
Sit here in the crappy weather.
God.
Make no money. Got no tolerance for this crap. This did not happen. That's from the Loomster.
Well, it did happen. But, I wasn't filming as I walked outside.
That would have been great if you walked up to him with a phone and said, "Call in, big lesbian."
Big lesbian.
So you thought Danny Mac was this homeless gentleman?
Well, he didn't look homeless. I mean, he had a hat on, as Danny Mac usually wears a hat, and he had a backpack and his head down.
Uh-huh.
He's about the same size as Danny Mac. It's about the time Danny Mac would come in.
Mm-hmm.
And every once in a while, if I'm out there, he'll sit down and we'll chat for a little bit. And they're just sitting there with his head down. I thought it was him.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry you chased him off.
Well, I wanted to sit down anyway, so I'm glad he left.
Yeah.
Is OnlyFans lowering the quality of porn on Brazzers and Bang Bros? Thanks. That's from Timmy the Tickler.
Now, there's a question.
See? That's more of a balloon party question.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't do a lot of Brazzersing. I don't know if I've ever done Bang Brosing. Is that when they drive around in a little van in Miami and pick up?
I just don't know, Tim.
No. That's Bang Bus.
Ah? Bang Bros, Bang Bus?
Bang Bros is a company that never shows the ending on their videos.
What?
Yeah, they always cut out before the ending.
How do you know?
I watched it.
Like on their paid service?
Maybe not on their paid service, but if you go to,
there we go.
If you go to Pornhub or whatever, and there's a video of somebody doing Bang Brothers, it's never the end. You never see the ending.
Bang Bros, please.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to show you the end of a movie in the trailer.
Well, every other one does.
I mean, I don't really need to see a gentleman's love.
Oh.
But I mean, if somebody does, I don't want to kink shame. I want to make that clear.
Well, if
you're more into the preamble?
Yeah, I'm more into the girl.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless you're watching lesbian, you're watching porn, you're going to see his love.
I'm talking about his love seed.
Oh.
Touchdown celebration, if you would.
Yeah, I don't know if it's down the quality. There's probably not as much out there anymore because people aren't.
Do you feel like OnlyFans has impacted the quality of Brazzers?
I really haven't
Bang
noticed.
Bros, Bang Bus, Bang
Wouldn't
Bros?
that be in the eye of the beholder?
Timmy the Tickler, in this case.
Well, yeah.
He is kind of our correspondent.
He's a weasel.
I don't know about quality, but quantity, yes, because people aren't really doing movies with companies anymore. They're just doing OnlyFans.
Cutting out the middleman.
Yep.
Okay. Is that you say that's a bad thing?
Well, for the companies, not for the girls. I mean, if you go in and you get $5,000 to do a 30-second scene, and you can sit at home and do a 30-second scene and make $7 million a year, what are you going to do? Don't you have to leave your house?
They're making $7 million a year.
Some of them
on
are.
one scene.
No, but
when do we start filming?
Yeah, we should do a little shoot today.
I was kind of into the $5,000 for 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was
$7
okay,
million,
too.
even more intriguing.
That all sounds pretty sweet.
Sounds like a win-win.
I think Riley Reid said she made $9 million last year on OnlyFans.
So do you have Riley Reid's returns?
No. I should find them, I guess.
Do you have Mizzou football's uniform announcement?
Oh, no.
I don't know what's going on.
I know, they retired it.
The thing where they like go into a barn and...
Yeah, it sucks.
Doug, here's the uniform announcement for this week. The UMass game that ESPN2 has been saddled with. I got to move my mic stand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Doug Vaughn looking at the Mizzou football. It's just a still picture with a helmet and a spike.
All laid out like you'd put on your foot of your bed the night before a game.
Plowsy did it on the tanklet of his bathroom.
That is true.
Which team's uniforms am I looking at?
University
It doesn't look like Missouri. White pants, white shirt, yellow helmet. Where's Missouri?
What's the logo on the side of that helmet?
A block him, but the color's wrong on the helmet. We wear black
can't satisfy
helmets.
this guy.
We wear a black helmet, and we had for decades, and it was fine. We liked it that way. And now we wear these Nancy Boy uniforms week in, week out, and we play like Nancy Boys.
You probably want him to wear those Doug Flutie style real crop top jerseys.
Ooh, show me your half shirt.
They never wore, Auburn wore those for a while.
War damn eagle.
Well, in that Doug Flutie video of BC, he's definitely wearing...
Yeah. No, we don't need that either. But we do need traditional Missouri costumes.
They're wearing white and gold.
Yellow helmets, all white. That's not Missouri.
This has been going on for a decade. Why are you still bitching
It
about
hasn't. It's not this bad.
Yeah, we had the Bumblebees a decade ago.
Good anthracite. We wore gray there for a while. I suppose that was okay,
No,
too.
that was bad. The anthracite shoulder pads was the worst era in Mizzou football uniforms. Good era on product on the field was actually quite good, but the actual uniforms were terrible.
Yeah, well, they still are, in my view.
Fair enough. I really liked the Drew Lock era uniforms, but they've traditionalized them from there. You know, they've done something to try to bring in the old guard.
I don't know that it brings in or loses people based on the uniform. It's just frustrating to see them look so bad. That's all.
But that's totally
There's
subjective.
nobody's going to give up on the team, and there's nobody going to say, "Hell, I'm going to start being a Missouri fan because of the uniform."
But you know that's subjective. If they're good or bad on the uniforms, it's totally subjective.
Of course it is. But some people have lousy subjective opinions.
There you go.
I'm just furious that the videos have gone away.
Seriously, those were great.
Doug, why don't you do one today? Get the uniform and unveil it. And you just walk out, do something.
If I had a decent uniform, maybe I would.
Well, go buy one.
You should do one with the old school style ones.
Well, sure.
And you coming out of some sort of barn or stable.
I used to have a leather helmet. My grandfather's college football leather helmet. That got lost somehow in one of the moves.
Did you feel protected when you had that on?
Not in the least. No. Like wearing a baseball hat.
We could probably find a helmet and a jersey. Have you come out of your house chasing your dog. Your dog's got the jersey in his mouth running away with it.
Well, I think if you would look at the helmets and the entire uniforms that they wore in the 60s, 70s, 80s, I think you'd be hard-pressed to say, yeah, that doesn't look as good as what they're wearing now. I think that most people would say, yeah, that was a good classic-looking uniform that they could have just hung on to for forever.
Well, I'm on PowerMizzou.com. You know, that's the Colonel's website. It's now 24/7 Sports. And there is a thread on the uniforms. And a gentleman, and I don't know if this is you, I don't think so, but at the same time, it could be a redirect, who goes by the name The Bald Dude,
Yeah.
wrote, I am not a huge fan of the gold helmet. It doesn't seem very Mizzou. Black helmets all day for me. Don't care if it's Block M, Oval Tiger, Big Tiger, Script, Anthracite, etc. Just a black helmet. I can see wearing a white helmet while wearing all whites, but after last week, we can never wear that again, and I'd be all right. It's from The Bald Dude, PowerMizzou.com.
Yeah. Could have been written by me. It wasn't.
But you're not, because clearly you have
here.
a luscious head of hair.
Right. Thank you, St. Louis Hair Restoration.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I agree with just about everything he said there.
I don't get it. I don't get why people care what they're wearing. You watch
Passive aggressive at you, Doug.
Well, we get it because it looks terrible.
It's
Well,
a
don't get
football
frustrated
game.
and just throw up your hands.
But it's just a football game, and they're you know who's playing. What does it take away from the game? This university is making money. That's why they're doing it. They wouldn't do it if they didn't make any money out of
Well,
it.
that's probably true, but it still doesn't mean I have to like it.
No, you don't have
They
to.
do a
I
lot
just
of
don't
things
get
to
it.
make money that I don't like such as raising tuition every year. I don't like that either.
Yeah, it's
but
probably
it's just a university making money.
Bigger concern.
You know, I didn't think back in the Astrodome days that the Houston Astros were wearing softball uniforms. Didn't bother me if they were on TV and playing the Cardinals. I watched them. I just, those are our uniforms. They suck. I'm not watching them.
That didn't bother me. Didn't bother me because it wasn't my team.
Right.
Kiko Garcia,
Okay.
Mike Scott.
I think Dickie Thon was on that team.
Dickie Thon, nice, real nice. Jose
sure.
Cruz.
Nolan Ryan wore that uniform for a while.
Yeah, Nolan Ryan, nice. Alan Ashby, am I right on that?
Sure. Bob Watson.
Bob Watson.
Stacey McMillan.
Stacey McMillan was on that club.
Good ball player.
I don't know,
Maybe they don't do the uniform videos when they're on the road, because they didn't do one last week before A&M, but
Yeah.
you know, they're 0-1 without these videos.
That's true.
Maybe it took them so damn long to do that nonsense that they said, it's not worth it.
Maybe they did the first ones and they realized that everyone was trolling them.
That's probably it.
And they're like, all right, maybe we
that didn't go over
retire these. But they were great.
They'll be ready for homecoming and War Damn Eagle.
Yeah.
What do you think they'll wear for homecoming?
Good question, Tim. I
Doug,
think,
this is where we break down Missouri's uniform for a game against Auburn.
well, I think they're likely going to win this weekend, UMass.
Fight
I'll take-
Tiger! Look at this guy. He's not giving up.
So they'll wear block
27.5 point favorites.
They'll go block M's because they'll want to continue the streak. And so they'll wear block M black helmets. They will wear black jersey, probably go white pant with that.
All right, Doug, are you fine with that?
That would be better. That'd be better. I'd like gold pants, not yellow. I'd like gold pants since that's their colors.
Yeah.
Clear eyes, gold pants, can't lose.
I think they'll go all black against Oklahoma with the black M.
Morning. I don't watch the Cardinal Road games because the Red Hats look stupid. Eric in the Central West. And now I'm on board with Eric in the Central. I'm on board with Eric in the Central West and Nate in Tallahassee today.
Clothes make the man. It does matter.
This is only 27.5.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What do you think if they'd have beaten Texas A&M? What do you think they'd be?
As far as the spread goes?
5-0.
Yeah.
Maybe 34.5, maybe.
I don't know if the college football world has an appreciation for just how bad UMass is. And then at the same time, I don't know if we can visualize a world in which if Missouri loses to UMass, Jackson said, I mean, look at Jackson already, just the thought of it. It put his head down on that microphone. So you would come in on Monday if Missouri lost to UMass?
I mean, yeah, I would. I wouldn't be happy about anything. That'd be as low as a human can get.
Oh, come on. There's
No,
worse
seriously, if they
things
lost
than
to
that.
UMass?
But you said as low as a human can get.
Right up there.
That's digging pretty deep.
Yeah.
Even as bad as they are, I think they win by 40.
I am a big fan of Missouri minus 27.5, but then at the same time, I loved Missouri against A&M last week. Doug, they lost to Eastern Michigan. You always said Eastern Michigan might be one of the teams to sneak up and snag Texas this year.
I like what they did in the offseason.
They lost to Toledo, 38-23. They lost to the team Missouri beat 35-0. Buffalo, they lost to them 34-3. They did get Central Connecticut State, though.
Nipped them, yep.
At home. I mean, it's tough. 35-31. Fell to Miami, Ohio. The team that beat Notre Dame, Northern Illinois, they lost to them 34-20. And now they've got the Tigers.
If Buffalo beat them 34-3, then I have to think Mizzou's going to have a chance.
UMass has had this game circled on their calendar.
They probably have, actually.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
There was so much going on behind the scenes to try to get out of this game, but they weren't able to pull it off. I think both sides kind of wanted to, but Missouri couldn't find another opponent.
How could you when people make their schedules years in advance?
So it got to a spot where they're like, okay. I mean, I think they offered them a bunch of money. Then I think maybe they got to a point where they're trying to bring it to I mean, this isn't anything that's been talked about publicly, I don't think. I think that maybe they talked about bringing it to the Dome, trying to do a neutral site game, just anything to avoid having to go up to Amherst.
But then they figured out, hey, foliage, let's go.
I think it got down to the foliage.
It's not the leaves. I don't think Mizzou's going to go up there looking at leaves. Maybe that's what they did at Texas A&M.
You think they were looking at the foliage in Texas?
Been. Yeah, well, forgot to prepare for the quarterback.
Look at those Yale leaders. Milkman outfits.
Do you like all the ROTC uniforms that Texas A&M students wear?
I don't mind that. It's the Yale leaders in the Masters caddies uniforms doing the little.
That's what got you.
Yale leading.
Yeah.
It's odd.
You weren't happy with that at all.
No, I wasn't happy with anything that happened last Saturday.
Yeah. I saw that Patrick Mahomes was at the Royals game. I've never seen him that excited at a Blues game. I don't get it. And then it's a thinking emoji, and that's from the Hunchback of Von Castle. Doug, was Patrick Mahomes at the Royals game?
I didn't catch
He was, Jack.
just a minute
he was
or two.
fired up.
You're wearing your royal blue. Going to be tough. Michael Waka's going to have to defend the turf for us tonight against Garrett Cole. Kind of taking us back to the 2013 series with the Pirates, isn't it? Just two different
very,
teams.
very similar.
Fun, though.
Completely different. Yeah.
Well, hopefully the Royals can get it done tonight and force Game 5, and that would be on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
We got Dodgers-Padres Friday night.
That's right.
You see the Dodgers used 8 relief pitchers last night?
Yeah, I mean,
and threw a shutout?
Dylan Cease going up against a bullpen game and an old-fashioned skull-effing.
Yep.
Mookie, Shohei, we'll see you on Friday night.
8 relievers.
That's gonna be must-see television.
Yeah, that's
in
pretty
LA.
good.
And it's a good thing Tampa Bay Rays didn't make the playoffs because the roof was ripped off the stadium last night.
Yeah, shredded. It's gone, but some of the, would you call it tapered? Is it taperings hanging down from that thing?
Yeah.
I don't know how quickly they're going to be able to replace that. I have no idea.
And they were using it as a storm center.
Yes, there's a bunch of beds on the field.
That had to be terrifying for those people.
I think they moved him out before that for some reason.
They did?
Yeah.
How could you move them out in the middle of the hurricane?
I saw where they were going to use it as a staging area, and then they said at the last minute they said we're moving.
Oh, really?
Maybe not the last minute, but
that's good.
There was no one in there.
Yeah, they ended up moving him.
They must have seen that coming.
How about this? Is there enough money in the world to bribe Gabe with to get him to ask Drink about the foliage in Amherst? I actually think we could raise a few $1,000s, and then the Colonel would absolutely do it.
He'd get one of his minions to go in there and ask the question.
I don't think. I remember when I was with Gabe in Columbia a couple of weeks ago, I said, hey, you going to Tuscaloosa? We're thinking about going to Tuscaloosa. He goes, no, I'm not going to do that. But I did go. It was great. Went down there and took my son. Therefore, if he's not going to Tuscaloosa, my deductive reasoning tells me he's not making the trip to Amherst. So maybe we'd have to talk to Gerard Hamilton for that. I don't even know who goes and covers these things.
Yeah. I mean, Gerard went to College Station, I know, but
I'm talking about across the state.
Probably Eli Hoff for Post-Dispatch.
Yeah. I don't know Eli. Do you know Eli?
No.
That would be disappointing, I would think, to the program when you're the big state university and ranked, and no media covers your game. Maybe one reporter.
What you mean for like this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but this weekend is obviously super different than like if they were playing last week in College Station or when they go to Tuscaloosa.
You'd still like to have more media interest in that, I'm sure.
Tribune doesn't have a Mizzou writer?
What's that?
Columbia Tribune doesn't have a Mizzou writer that goes to the games?
Yeah, they do.
They must. And he might be the only one covering it.
No, I bet there'll be multiple media members there.
But for the cost and how little money is in the industry right now.
No, I get that.
And will continue to be.
Yeah. I wonder if the Post would send a reporter there.
I would imagine so. But I don't know. I don't know for sure.
I would think.
I don't know.
Well, somebody will call in about it in the Collier and Thompson phone line. 636-9004 TMA is how you can get involved in the program. Hey, want to get some work in while the weather is glorious? Family Golf and Learning Center. How do you do? How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Ball striking season is still with us, even though it's October 10th. And Family Golf and Learning Center is where you can go to experience it. Family Golf and Learning Center, major recommendation, the double-decker driving range and the short game area, the par 3 course. Played in a few tournaments there with my son this summer. Loved the experience. And now, for those of you who are going, I'm not going to be able to play again until March or April, I understand. But hey, there's sim golf leagues at Family Golf and Learning Center, so you can play and sign up right now at familygolfonline.com. What a facility they have built and what wonderful instructors they have at Family Golf and Learning Center. Check it out, familygolfonline.com, and sign up for their sim leagues. And I love playing some golf leagues during the winter.
Those are fun.
Yeah, they are.
I played one a couple years ago.
At Family Golf?
It wasn't Family Golf. So I'm not going to say where, but it was a sim league. And you hit balls, you have beers, you talk, you have fun. You know, you're still getting your work in, taking swings, you know where the ball's going, but...
Trash season.
It's fun.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, join one out at Family Golf.
There you go, familygolfonline.com. Doug, the Collier and Thompson phone lines. What can you tell me about Collier and Thompson? Because people are going to be calling in, especially ladies, at 636-9004 TMA.
Well, Collier and Thompson is where you go to get your kitchen and bath taken care of, or any part of your home, really. They do not just kitchens and baths, but basements and wine rooms and man caves, bars, accent rooms, you name it. Any part of your house needs work, needs a complete makeover. Collier and Thompson is your company to do just that. And almost everything with Collier and Thompson is right there in-house. You don't have to go to 5 or 8 different places to find what you need. With Collier and Thompson, sometimes I call it C&T. They've got the countertops, appliances, lighting, flooring, hardware, plumbing, all are right there in-house. And they have specialists to do the job. Their contractors have been around for a long time. The business has been around since the 1950s. Many of their contractors have been with them for many years. They just have fabulous people to come in and do the work. They carry top-of-the-line appliances like Bosch, Thermador, Wolf, Sub-Zero. It's just a great investment in your home to make it look its absolute best. And Collier & Thompson is always right there to help you do that. They've got that A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, and they won a Torch Award for ethics with the BBB, and that is saying something for this particular line of work. Collier & Thompson, they got a great showroom. Check it out. Look at all the possible kitchens and baths you could do to make your house a showplace. Collier & Thompson's on Manchester and Baldwin, next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Collier & Thompson, come home to quality online at collierandthompson.com.
Get involved on the program. Schaefer Door Company text inbox 314-881-TMA5. That is how you can get involved on the program and email in to compete in the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Oh, a light just flashed.
Hurricane.
A light just flashed.
Well, we're still on.
We'll be all right.
We did it. Doug, last night, what a moment it was in Queens. 1-0 your score. Phillies trying to send that series back to eastern Pennsylvania. And the bases are loaded for Francisco Lindor. We have 3 different calls of the Grand Slam. Here's Adam Amin with our national call.
Okay.
The 2-1. Lindor towards right center field. This one is back. It is gone! Grand Slam! And Lindor puts the Mets on top. The biggest swing of the season for New York.
Okay, nice call.
All right, now let's take a listen to the Mets broadcast. Howie Kendrick?
Right.
Howie Rose.
Howie Rose.
Howie
Kendrick
Rose.
used to play for the Angels?
Yeah.
And the Dodgers?
Infielder, outfielder sometimes.
Well, now he's a broadcaster, but he goes by Howie Rose.
Okay, change his name, no doubt.
Now the pitch. Swinging a drive towards the gap in right center. It's pretty deep. It's back near the wall. It's gone. It's gone. Francisco Lindor. He may have just outdone himself. He has hit a grand slam into the Phillies bullpen in right center field. The Mets are leading by a score of 4-1. They were famished for the big hit all night, and Francisco Lindor just provided a feast. Mets 4, Phillies 1 here in the 6th inning.
You like the famished,
I did.
and then he came around with the feast.
I liked it.
He's been really good all playoffs. There's been some really great calls of his.
And then now the Phillies, they probably weren't as delighted.
2-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on, belted, up the alley, right center, and that ball is gone. Francisco Lindor turns the game around. A grand slam for Lindor. Mets lead 4-1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
There it is. Doug, the Phillies.
I miss Harry Callis when I hear of Phillies highlight.
I was lucky enough to be in Cooperstown when he went into the Hall of Fame in 2002 with the Wizard. On a home run by the Wizard.
He talked very slow.
NFL Films.
Oh, that's the voice from...
One of them, yeah, he was
I
second
think there was,
voice.
I don't know who was the original.
John Fasson.
Yeah, and then Harry Callis, and I don't know what it is now because the show's
Steve
kind of.
Sable even did so.
Did he?
The guy, the producer.
But the slow talking guy would have been who you're talking about.
That was Harry Callis.
I remember
like he did the game in slow motion.
He did Phillies for a long time.
Yeah,
he did. Hall of Famer.
I heard Bob Costas some on the Yankee game. He's very low key.
He gets shredded online for that.
For being so low key.
Then he must be doing well.
Well, you hear the new generation yelling and screaming and getting so excited.
Yeah, but that's organic.
You hear the older generation just kind of slow it down a little bit, and people don't like it.
In fairness, the TBS broadcast in general got kind of hammered last night because they were doing some interesting camera work. When there was a play at the plate, they barely showed it.
They cut away to...
There'd be something more important.
They cut away to something, and then it's like just a video of Juan Soto safe, but like there was a play at the plate that really wasn't covered, and it's just Juan Soto like safe at home. That's what they cut back to. It was weird. But people obviously are up in arms because, if you're not screaming at every play, it's a real problem.
Screaming for their team too.
Yeah.
There's a video, I guess, of Mahomes charging across the suite he's sitting in to yell at a Yankees fan.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's probably one of his buddies.
Yeah. I think it might be even a member of the Chiefs.
No, is that right?
I think. Mahomes has a minority stake in the Royals after he signed his $500 million deal.
He bought into it?
He got a little piece.
Kind of looks like a Mac Miller. The Yankees fan.
Let me take a look.
That'd be a story.
Back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing some trash talking up there.
A little bit. Yeah. Mac, of course, a famous Pittsburgh Pirates fan.
As you know, Doug.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Costas has been horrible. He's clearly disgusted the other night when Stanton hit into a double play. It's from the 816.
Disgusted? That's a strong word. He was disgusted by it? Guy hit a ground ball, and that disgusts him.
What was disgusting was that Phillies ball that they called foul. I mean, that was fair, no?
I don't think I saw the one you're talking about. I was watching a lot of Hurricane, switching back and forth.
Well, the people out there will know what I'm talking about, and they'll know it was fair.
Okay. All right. Has Patrick Mahomes passed George Brett as Kansas City's greatest all-time athlete?
Oh,
it's a take.
They also got ripped for that they did a really long interview with George Brett during the game.
What happened
on
in the interview?
TBS? Nothing. People were upset at how long it was going. It was like a whole inning that they just interviewed George Brett.
Talking about crap in his pants.
I don't think that came up. I have seen that clip. Yeah. Yes, I do think Patrick Mahomes is.
He probably has 2 Super Bowl wins.
The NFL just dominates when you have an NFL star like that to face the NFL in Kansas City. That'll dominate.
Yeah, I guess. But there wasn't anything that was going to dominate like Stan Musial in St. Louis. No matter how good the Rams did.
What if Neil O'Donoghue would have made that field goal in
That
Washington?
would have been different. Then he'd have been the guy.
See?
You don't think if someone won 3 Super Bowls in a short amount of time, like the quarterback for the St. Louis Rams, they wouldn't be the most famous St. Louis athlete?
I don't know.
Mahomes is the greatest Missouri athlete ever. It's in the total package.
Gosh.
Yeah, we should probably celebrate.
With our Chiefs
I
gear.
don't know that he's the greatest. The most accomplished. Albert Pujols, maybe.
Be way up there.
Pujols, Musial.
Listen to the call. He was super disappointed. That's from the 816 who's talking about
The double
Casas
play.
being disappointed. Now, this is from the 816, which, if memory serves, that's Kansas City. And so this might be
All right, I have the audio.
Rob Casas calling Giancarlo Stanton's double play?
Yep.
Wow,
Okay,
tip of
let's
the
hear it.
cap. Stedman-esque to find that.
All right, here you go.
Hit the short. Witt gets the force. Can they turn 2? Yes, they can, and it's just the point we were making. It's not Giancarlo's fault. A near base hit. Couldn't beat it out at the other end. Turns into a double play.
That's not.
What was that about?
It was not his
but it was,
fault.
yeah, I don't. It's not, why is he Matt Damon, Robin Williams in it?
I feel like we're missing context on because they probably talked about something before.
Just as we
that
talked
play.
about, it's not his fault.
Right.
So what is he hurt? But then he stole a base last night.
I don't know I don't know. I'm going into the replies, so let me put on my hazmat suit.
Oh boy.
Um,
So these are people using their real names?
It's not his fault. He was trying to get a base hit. Instead, the ground ball went to somebody. And we're going to go ahead and not blame him.
Do you think at Vladdy fan is a real account?
I assume.
Casas
Dog avatar, any scripture?
His avatar looks like one of the women from Alien, looking
Sigourney Weaver,
but not Sigourney. I can't remember the blonde actress's name from Alien. Jeffrey Powell's not happy. Dr. Jeffrey Powell.
That gives him a little extra credibility. To
Now, the 816 says Costas is a huge Yankees fan.
Well, yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. He grew up.
Carries a picture of Mickey Mantle in his wallet. But I don't think he did that because he's upset that the Yankees hit a double play. It sounded like it, but Jackson's right. There must have been talking about he can't run or something, and that's why it's a double play. And
Guys, there is context before it. It's classic social media outrage, missing context. Thanks. It's from the 636.
That's what I would assume.
Well, what was it? You got that clip?
No.
Oh, you left out the important part.
They don't post
Darn it.
8
I
minutes
wonder what
of
Lucas is doing today with that
unimportant-
beautiful ass.
They don't post 8 minutes of unimportant baseball play-by-play. He just out of
Okay.
nowhere they do this stuff. This is what we get.
All right.
The Yankees told him not to run hard because he's injured, and they were talking about that before. 816 can stick a carrot up his cornhole. That's from the 636, and now the 636 is at war with the 816.
Well, I saw the base he stole. They paid him no attention. Oh, he got a huge lead.
Oh, is it
They didn't even throw to
defensive
second
indifference
base.
then?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Herrera behind the plate?
Yeah. No. But he just kind of, yeah.
Walk in lead, go.
Pretty much, yeah.
that's how Yachty used to steal bases. Like nobody paid attention.
That is true.
Pretty good.
Tell that commie, the 816, he can suck my brown star.
Oh.
That's from the 314.
How many spokes you got, bro?
It's like modern McCarthyism. If you don't like him, just call him a commie.
Bob Costas is also a huge woke loser. Dude sucks. That's from Eric in the Central West.
Yeah, I figured that was coming.
Yeah.
Figured that was coming.
Tell this fat loser from Kansas City that nobody cares about the Royals. That's from Kwame Voyukas IV.
Well, that's our team this postseason.
Guys, Costas was talking about Gilstrap just before the double play. That's from Shooter McGavin. 816 is for the poors. That's in the total package.
I want no part of your pursuit of Gaga.
He's never really been blamed for that. partly because he's distanced himself from it.
Wainwright was wearing a Sporting KC kit underneath his suit on the broadcast last night. That's from Little Tommy Trimmins. Did you know that?
I didn't see it. No, I never saw Wainwright. I heard him, but I didn't see him.
Boy, there's a lot going on in this Royals broadcast booth.
He's doing the broadcast for TBS. Wainwright and Costas.
No, Ron Darling's with Costas.
Well, why would he be wearing a? I guess he's being facetious since he's
think
not
he's
on
on
broadcast.
That's Tribbins.
Well, he's not on the broadcast, so he wouldn't have been wearing anything.
Well, he was on one of the broadcasts.
I think he's with Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he said in the Bronx or in Kansas City.
Well, I think he was kidding.
You never know with Tribbins.
He wasn't really wearing it.
Wait until Jackie finds out McCarthy was right. What does that mean? Mike McCarthy?
No,
Cowboys?
Senator McCarthy.
Joseph McCarthy, I guess.
So we're talking about the
Communist.
from the 1950s?
Yeah.
Were
Well,
we talking about that earlier?
Well,
You said something about that.
yeah, the last couple weeks, people have just been like, this commie on the text line. And so I've said it's like modern McCarthyism.
And this gentleman says, wait until Jackie finds out McCarthy was right.
Is that why he was kicked out of the Senate?
He just accused everybody he didn't like of being a communist.
Nice.
I don't know that makes him right.
Did not.
Life coach call in 636-9004 TMA. He's talking about Darnell McCarthy, Mr. Tim. Thanks. That's Brian Henshin.
That could
Colts
be.
with a tough spot now with Michael Pittman's back injury. Your thoughts?
Well, they were in a better spot before the injury, and now that they have this injury, they're not quite in as good a spot.
Nice.
The injury affected his back, not so much his knees, but it's his back. And now the spot they're in is not as advantageous as it was before.
God, that's good.
I think Richardson's ready to come back, but do you bench Flacco?
Nice.
I would.
We knew more about the Colts than he does.
You see that Spencer Rattler's going to start for the Saints this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Rattle and hum, former South Carolina, former Oklahoma quarterback. He's getting the call. And Doug, what, they have 2 games, and is that 10 days for New Orleans? They got a Thursday night tilt coming up.
It'd be tough. Derek Carr got hurt.
Oblique.
So you go to your backup.
Guys, I enjoy when you all recap the previous 10 to 15 minutes for Ken in the middle of the segments. It's like Admiral Stockdale is in that body and running around in there. That's from Arbor Day. Admiral Stockdale, of course, Doug, ran with Ross Perot in 1992.
He did. And he uttered the famous lines, "Who am I? What am I doing up here?"
He did. That's how he opened up the debate. Who am I? Why am I here? Warner. Touchdown. Touchdown.
Waited on Ross Perot in Bermuda, and he just left a measly 15%.
What did he order, remember?
I cooked everything.
You cooked it all. You're the waiter and the chef?
They did all tableside flambés.
Do you think big celebs like that, feel an obligation to tip really, really well? Otherwise, that person who waited on them, their story for the rest of their life will be that this person's a terrible tipper?
Probably, yeah.
I have no problem if I just brought his food and he left 15%. I could say, well, he's rich, but, 15% is fine. But when you do everything tableside, schlubs from America would hand me 20 extra bucks. This guy's worth billions. And
People wanted all their food cooked right there at the table?
No, but if they ordered that.
They ordered the food to be cooked right in front of them?
That's what he ordered. He ordered a shrimp Dijon, I believe. I think his wife ordered a steak Diane. I got 2 pans
How do
going.
you remember this from so many years ago?
Because it was Ross Perot.
Was it a big deal at the time?
Yeah, he got in trouble because he blew up a reef in front of his mansion, so he gave a yacht in there. And that's a no-no.
How many pan coins you got, bitch?
I think he was fined like $8 million or something. He didn't care.
Yeah.
Just blew up a reef.
Eric in the Central West End shtick has run its course. What an absolute chamoke. That's from Hellcat831 in the YouTube chat.
It's not shtick. I'm telling a story.
He's talking about Eric in the Central West End.
Oh.
You're conditioned.
You remember
I'm so used to everything coming in. It's just,
Pavlov's dog.
Steak Diane.
I remember because it was Ross Perot. And I remember, I keep always thinking, God, everything I did for this man and his wife at the table, and he gave me nothing.
So you rolled a grill out there in the middle of the restaurant and started cooking the steaks?
It's just a little tray with a Bunsen burner on it.
I have to ask, if you're going to a really nice restaurant, wouldn't you want the chefs in the kitchen to be cooking your food and not your waiter?
I would.
No offense to you, Iggy. I'm not saying, but you're not classically trained in cuisine.
Well, I was.
Again, with this story, huh? That's a Mr. Licks.
We like these stories.
Look, dude, you're not the only guy that listens to the show every day. There's people that come in every day that are new and don't hear the story. So
a lot of people scanning HD2 to find what's new in the market.
Hey, I've heard about this TMA thing on St. Louis. Let's try it. You never know.
So where were you classically trained?
Well, I worked at the Breckenridge before that. They sent us to France for a week.
To learn the skills of tableside flambe.
Yeah, just certain things. I mean, some of the guys that came from overseas needed it. I didn't. I worked at the Breckenridge. We did tableside flambés there, so I kind of knew what I was doing. But
they sent you all the way to France just to learn how to do a tableside flambe?
Well, they just opened this greenhouse, the restaurant. So they wanted their waiters to know what was going on, who maybe never worked in a gourmet restaurant before. So, I mean, they had money to burn. They didn't care.
Yeah.
And we can't even get a damn reporter out to Amherst.
Right. Now we got restaurants sending people to Paris to learn how to do tableside flambe.
I made a lot
it was a different time.
I made a lot of my extra tips from tableside flambés. 20-40, 20-40. Thank you, Kenny. Great job. Extra money, not this guy. Thank you. Everything is great. What? How about something for the effort, man?
Oh, gosh, you're still...
And then I'll videotape me boning the fish.
That's what you said? How about something for the effort? And then you made the money sign, pushing your fingers together?
Like Bill Murray and Caddyshack.
Oh, I didn't do that.
And not to mention, you got to sleep with some of their daughters.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them.
Ross Perot was only 5'5".
He's a tiny little dude.
How about something for the effort?
Ross, how about something, a little something for the effort?
There hasn't been a new listener for this dog and pony show in 10 years. Some Ray King.
That's probably true.
Yeah, I think that's tough but fair.
Just in case.
Some people's significant others might have to hear it, and that might be...
Yeah, for that we apologize.
We've heard the story at least 10 times, and you don't learn to be an expert on anything in 1 week. Stop talking. Harrison's brother master. He's defeated.
Well, yeah, you do. We're not talking about learning how to make think of something very
Beef Wellington.
Yeah, I was just thinking beef Wellington. Yeah, we're just talking about shrimp Dijon, steak Diane, Caesar, just the whole point of tableside flambe, the way to tip the pan when you're doing a bananas Foster, how to make sure that you don't blow the place up. You just tip the pan and get the bourbon or whatever you're going to use the cognac to flame without spilling the cognac into the burner. Just things like that. You can learn that in a week.
If I could give one piece of advice, it would be to hire a personal chef. And for the price conscious, just do it for once a week instead of 24/7. It's from Mr. Licks.
I'm sure he's got his own chef.
I'd like to have a personal chef.
Maybe you can use Licks's.
Yeah, at least once a week.
If you won, massive lottery, would that be something high on your list as personal chef?
If I had stupid money where I just didn't care, no matter how fast you spent it, you were making just that much back.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad.
It'd be kind of cool.
Think about it.
It'd be kind of cool.
I wouldn't really want a stranger in my house all the time.
But they would come for an
They'd
hour
be in
and a
their
half.
quarters, though, in the barn off.
Okay.
Well, yeah. You'd have
Locked
to
away from the main
listen.
residence.
If you'd probably up the real estate a little bit, being honest.
Yeah.
Like Axe and Billions, he had his own chef. It was there at beck and call.
Next up, Iggy retells the classic story of getting Jenna Fisher a table at the Pizza Hut off Highway 94. Doug, that's from Larry Thornton, Missouri expert.
I'll never tell that again because I can't live it down. Nobody believes it anyway.
Pizza Hut probably had tables anyway, didn't they?
God, I don't even remember. Try to do somebody a favor and you just get trashed for years.
That's the thanks you get. I'm afraid if I had a personal chef, I would just eat all the time. I'd probably gain 100 pounds.
You could ask
Yeah, but you could get you could have Chickadeedle-Dee and Fash.
But I'd eat 3 and 4 helpings of it.
We'll tell them not to make that much.
There's her name right there.
Now, what are we doing? Iggy's holding up his phone.
I don't know.
Jenna Fisher.
Jeff Brown. Doug played with the Blues, coaches a lot of youth hockey in the area.
good defenseman,
Jenna Fisher
hard slap shot.
/ Hillary. That was
Jenna
her,
Fisher or Hillary? Is that
That's her
code name.
No, that's her agent's name or her publicist's name. That's who called me.
So why did you show Tim your phone?
To show that I do have an assistant that would call me.
So this is the show, huh?
Okay,
I
this
don't
is
know why I would have her publicist's name in my phone.
All right.
Hey, Licks, a Hello Fresh free 1-month trial coupon doesn't count as having a personal chef. That's from Carlos Spicy.
They were a wonderful partner of the show for a little bit.
Hello Fresh?
Yeah, they did mid-roll ads. Kind people.
Lick's private chef is his wife, who makes the menu based on whether or not Lick sold enough used Toyotas at the lot this month. That's from Jackson's Lone Wispy Pube.
Good job, honey. Hamburger helper this week. Woohoo!
Can you imagine paying for a nice restaurant only to have to spend half the dinner with a sun-scorched St. Louis Hoosier sweating over a hot plate as he cooks your food? It's like a 5-star shelter. That's from Arbor Day Doug, and he's the Milagro Tequila Listener Texter of the Year from 2023.
Well, go search my Facebook page and
search my Facebook page.
Google me.
Google me.
Signetti.
I say that to people all the time. Tell me about yourself. Google me. I'm sure I got pictures from when I worked in Bermuda on my Facebook page somewhere. Go look at them. You tell me I'm a Hoosier.
I love this show. Every morning it feels like an obligatory trip over to Pawpaw's house to watch him eat mush and listen to him ramble about nonsense, brag, and just let him be a little perverted as we giggle in awkwardness. All the while, you eagerly wait until he dozes off and watch anxiously for his tummy to go up and down to make sure he hasn't passed. And then you guys sneak out at 10. That's from Buzz.
Go stick something else up your ass.
Oh,
come on now.
It's pretty funny, though.
So you were not a Hoosier while you were waiting on these tables?
No.
You had a lot of suave.
Hair slicked back.
That's Pat Riley. Hoosier?
Yeah, it was kind of a Pat Riley look. Tan.
Anything else?
Clip that off.
I told you, go look at the pictures.
I'm not
Don't
going
go
to.
looking.
I'm not going to.
Oh, you're so massive.
Oh, wow.
Heard that a few times, too.
Oh, come on. You did not.
They
You
saw
never
me.
one time heard that.
They saw me. They saw me in a Speedo when I took them snorkeling.
Have you ever talked about size with the eggs?
Oh, Jackson.
Talking about the Plowhawk.
It's normal. It's not huge. It's not small. So I'm just a normal penis.
Clip that off.
Like it yielded great results.
Yeah, it did. Sick ROI. Sick ROI for your teeth if you go to 100 West Dental. It's online at 100westdental.com. That's Dr. Brandon Pryor. I've been out there, checked out the offices. Very impressive facility at 100 West Dental. It's right across from Munganess, St. Louis Acura on Manchester in Baldwin. And if you mention my name, you get $1,000 off Invisalign at 100 West Dental. No dental insurance, that's not a problem. The membership plan aids in the cost of dental work for those who do not have dental insurance. Don't forget, overall dental health and mouth health impacts the rest of your body's health. So if you haven't gone to the dentist in a while, go to the dentist and go to 100westdental.com or call 636-585-0100. And if you're not inclined to call, no problem. No phone calls needed to get in. Just check the calendar online at 100westdental.com for availability, and you can book right then and there. It's Dr. Brandon Pryor and 100 West Dental at 100westdental.com. Doug, you know anything about Mark Milton?
I do, of course. Good friend, Mark Milton. Are you currently sideways with the IRS? A lot of people are. It's not pleasant. You have years of unfiled tax returns, tax liens, bank levies, wage garnishments keeping you up at night, or worse, are you facing an IRS criminal investigation? That's nasty stuff there. If so, you should contact STL Tax Lawyer Mark Milton at stltaxlawyer.com. Mark Milton and stltaxlawyer.com provide a local and holistic approach to tax resolution. Don't be sucked into the out-of-town tax resolution groups you hear about on TV and radio. Mark earned his accounting degree from the University of Illinois, ranked the #1 accounting program in the country. Got his law degree at St. Louis U, lives right here in the St. Louis area. Mark Milton started his legal career with the Department of Justice Tax Division in Washington, D.C., where he represented the IRS in tax cases around the country, even received the DOJ's Outstanding Trial Attorney Award. Mark now helps individuals and small businesses solve their tax problems. So if you have tax problems, contact Mark Milton at stltaxlawyer.com. I've known him for 10 years now, and it came out, His name, of course, is Mark Milton, and he is your stltaxlawyer.com. Great guy. You will love working with him if you need him. Remember, the choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Munganess sponsor the 7 o'clock hour here on TMA. Online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. That's Jamie Burkhardt, that's Peter Munganess, and that's the people that many of us here on the program and many of you in the audience have gotten to know and think very highly of for the way they conduct business. Just go online, at stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com. And work with the official automotive provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast, presenting sponsor of Balloon Party. It's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. And even if you didn't get your car from Munganess, get it serviced at Munganess. Just go to stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com, and then you'll be working with Ryan Seiberg in the service department. It's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota online. It's stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com. And then there's a secret number for our audience. I'm going to give it now.
Okay.
But I'm going to whisper it. 314-252-0029.
That goes straight to the muckety mucks.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, that's what you want. You want the decision makers to take your call.
And that's what you're going to get when you use that number. Doug, Colin Cowherd's got a little buddy. Is that what's going on, Jackson?
It says like a co-host that sits on like a beanbag while he gets to sit on a lector of some sort.
Okay, we got some audio from it. Let's take a listen.
Go ahead and hit the lever, please, Pale.
Let me tell you something. Come on. The Mets.
I know.
And the Padres.
They're juicy and fun.
That is a juicy World Series.
But we've been waiting on Dodgers Yankees for.
You know who we're not mentioning? The Royals. They'll probably win the whole thing.
Well, it wasn't that funny, really. It's our team right now.
That's right.
Why was that so funny?
Well, Doug, the Mets and Padres, of course, could not meet in the World Series because
No,
they
they
both play in
couldn't.
the National League.
Right. But they laughed at the Royals being in it.
Yeah, does that piss you off as a Royals fan?
Yeah.
Tim's whispering made my pee-pee twitch. That's from Hoosier Daddy.
I might make a compilation of media laughs just back to back to back to back.
You ought to
I think it'd
record
be really
Good Morning America on the weekends.
They think it's funny?
These people laugh at each other like it's George Carlin in his heyday.
Today's Show, whenever they do a cooking segment, it's pretty similar.
Uh-huh.
Because now they're getting like TikTok stars on there who are big in like the TikTok cooking community.
Oh,
and there's always a shtick with that.
Right.
And so, yeah, it gets a little ridiculous. But I think I can actually multi-track it, and so it all happens at the same time, like a media laugh barrage. I'll make that this episode.
I like that. Media laugh barrage.
Pull out my dossier.
If a popular football coach ever says something the slightest bit funny, the media will laugh like it's the greatest line they've ever heard in their life.
Well, yeah, because it means that he's not ripping their ass in half. So you better get on his good side.
Well, tongues feel good.
Well, I wonder who was the first coach that realized if I just come back at the media, if I just start yelling at them, then I get control and put them on their heels, and they'll take it easy on me. You remember who the first coach was that really started ripping people?
Bobby Knight, maybe?
He could have been one of the early ones. Yeah, he could have been one of the early ones. Because he used to always be a very civil back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
think.
Vince Lombardi was a little before my time to know what he was doing.
You think he...
Earl Weaver, Banny Rooster.
Earl Weaver, yeah.
Tom Landry?
No, he's very calm.
I don't even know if they had press conferences after games back then.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Probably with scribes.
Scribes.
Yeah. Ink-stained
wretches.
You think Bear Bryant, maybe? You get a little ornery?
I don't think he had that reputation either.
He was a gentleman?
Tough on his players, but he was always...
And that's because of the houndstooth?
A houndstooth hat, yep.
Maybe
Kept him grounded.
Woody Hayes, maybe.
Thumb right in the neck.
Yeah, thumb thrust. You intercept the pass my quarterback throws, I'm going to put my thumb in your throat.
Maybe that's what the Tigers need, is an assistant to start...
Drinkwitz to come out and punch the players.
If they can shove the refs, why can't Drink,
Right, and get away with it.
Lay down a little punishment?
Uh-huh. Because I'm sure he could physically handle just about anyone on the other team.
First I ever heard was Lee Elio.
Yeah, he blasted Cubs fans for not being at work.
Yeah. That was 70s, 80s?
Yeah, something like that. That didn't go over well with the faithful.
Major surgery was needed to fix the Canucks.
Oh. Now, who was that? That wasn't one of our people, was it?
No, that was up in Vancouver, British Columbia.
In Vancouver?
And they mispronounced it?
It might have been D.C., actually. No, it's D.C., sorry. I guess the Capitals were playing.
Yeah, that could be a fireable offense if you said Canucks up in... Doug Blues and Sharks tonight, by the way.
Right.
9:30 puck drop?
Yeah.
You going to stay up or not?
Absolutely not.
Oh!
Well,
come on.
You'll
Bring
put it
that
in the
audio
morning.
balloon
You'll
party.
record it and watch it in the morning.
No, what? TiVo? Boop? No, I'm not doing that.
Well, I don't know how you're going
TiVo
to
and
record it.
boop.
Just record it on your video on demand or whatever it is.
And watch it
Yeah,
the next
absolutely.
day?
Well, sure.
No. I'll watch the 7-minute highlight package. That'll be just the same.
All right.
I don't need the pomp and the circumstance.
Well, it'd be nice to get a back-to-back W on the road to start the campaign. Guess it doesn't mean much to you.
I hope they win. Doesn't mean I have to watch.
You beat the Sharks last year. Are you lifting the chalice? Think about that. If you beat the Sharks last year, do you beat the Oilers and the Panthers en route to lifting the chalice?
I doubt it.
The Sharks were a burr in their saddle. Well, the process of correcting the ills of 2023-2024 continues tonight in San Jose.
Yes, it does. And then Vegas Saturday?
I saw Ivan Barbashev had a nice little goal last night. Backhand.
Look
I don't
at
know.
you.
So you did watch.
Well,
Look at you. Look
I
at
don't-
this guy.
I don't think
You're VGK. Do you notice Petrangelo's on the team?
First of all, VGK they have a uniform crisis.
I agree. They have since they came into the league.
That Dijon mustard with that weak ass logo, that's got to go. But I think the Avs goalie might be atrocious because Barbashev, it was a backhand from a good length away. Maybe it was just a snipe, but it seemed like the goalie should have corralled it. But
That is a uniform crisis. Blues will get to see those tomorrow night, Doug. It's a Friday night tilt. Then they don't play again until Tuesday when the Minnesota Wild make their way to St. Louis.
So they were in anthracite, Vegas?
I assume.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a slate gray is one of their colors, but there's this like Dijon mustard colored yellow, or gold, I guess, and it looks awful. It looks awful.
They're like the Mizzou colors.
No, Missouri is yellow.
Yeah. Well, it is important what you look like.
Great story in The Athletic on Dean Evison, who I believe is one of Jackson's favorite coaches in the NHL.
He's got one of those names that sound like one name.
I think that's where coaches John and Dean Ellis came from.
That's right, John and Dean Ellis.
We were talking about, I was making the case that I believe, and I still do believe this actually, that if the Bruins wouldn't have won their series with the Leafs, that they would have fired Jim Montgomery, or parted ways with, because his contract was up, I think. And I'm pretty confident in that. That's why there was the delay to name Drew Bannister head coach. And we were talking about the situation both in Toronto and Boston. And I said to Jackson, I said, of course, you know the coaches in Toronto and Boston. And he said, John and Dean Ellis.
Yeah, the brothers Ellis.
The brothers Ellis.
Like the Harbaughs.
We were coaching together.
No.
Both teams.
John with the Maple Leafs and Dean with the
Gotcha.
the Bruins.
But now Dean Evison, of course, is back in the league, Jackson. And wow, how ironic is it where he's going tonight?
Who's he coaching for?
Oh!
San Jose?
CBJ.
Oof. Yeah. Going from the original 6 to CBJ.
Wow, CBJ takes a hit.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say San Jose?
But Dean Evison's coaching
were-
in Minnesota tonight, so I would imagine you'll watch that because that's Central Time Zone, and it's your guy, Dean Evison, making a return as the CBJ coach
But San
to
Jose-
Minnesota, where
San-
he coached.
San Jose certainly was not original 6.
I think they
know.
were.
But if he was...
It was the Rangers, Bruins, Red Wings, L'Habitant,
Canadiens?
Leafs, and Sharks.
I thought he was coaching for the Maple Leafs, and then he got fired, Berube took over.
No,
Oh, he was coaching in Minnesota.
that's correct. Look at this. Look at this.
Not original 6, nor is San Jose.
No.
It's like Eddie Olczyk's in her.
I'm trying. But where did the brothers Ellis go?
They're coaching different teams together.
Yeah.
They
That's what
should.
do. They're traveling coaches.
Yeah, like John and Jay Gruden. By the way, you should look at John Gruden's TikTok. He's back. He's actively trying to get another coaching job.
Oh, is that right?
It's just him reading off quarterback stats and looking like he's messed out of his mind. Like bobbing his head up and down,
Really?
eyes wide open.
Oh, wow.
It's really funny. He's playing into it a little bit, but I find it very entertaining.
Guys, can you explain where Hair David Payne came from?
Air Davis Payne.
It's from the Kansas City Great Sexual. That was back in the day when the program used to have guests. Got to go back a decade or so. But producer Joe booked Davis Payne when he was the coach of the Blues. And he coached the Blues for like 9 years? 10 years?
No, a couple.
And I don't know what it was, but Joe would put the times, and he wrote them out, and it didn't just say like 7:30 Davis Payne, 7:30, and then there was an H and what looked like a couple letters, and then an R. And I said, Hair Davis Payne, is that what he wants to be addressed as?
Like it's like he was Sir.
Mm-hmm.
It says hair.
And he was a young guy who was balding, so he's probably
Right.
sensitive about it.
Right.
Here we are laughing about it. Our next guest, Hair Davis Payne.
Like that would be his nickname, like in quotations, hair before the name. That's hilarious.
We were insensitive.
Did Joe take responsibility for that?
No, of course not.
Flub?
He was still nursing the anus wound.
Clip that off. Davis Payne's not in the game anymore.
Oh, no.
He last coached the assistant with the Sabres, Doug.
Okay. Nice gentleman. Very much upset about the nickname he was tagged with.
Yeah, he was a younger guy then, man. He was in his 30s when he was a Blues coach.
Yeah. Hair.
Let's see. Yeah, he was the interim coach after the Blues dismissed Andy Murray. And then we got him on in 2010, and we called him Hair Davis Payne.
How can I prevent my anus from bleeding?
See there. That's the injury he was nursing.
Hired in 2010, fired in 2011, so we didn't get a lot of mileage out of Hair Davis Payne.
Yeah.
Who replaced Hair Davis Payne? Go!
Oh, can I have initials, please?
KH.
KH. Ken Harper?
Nope. They never hired him. They liked him. Couldn't get him.
Ken Hitchcock.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Look at that.
I'm just trying to keep it going, Doug. He's going to keep.
I like when Doug scrambles around it.
Carl Hausnut.
Well, I went to high school with a guy named Ken Harper. I didn't remember him ever coaching the Blues.
Did you like Ken Hitchcock's hats?
I kind of liked him because he was such a character.
Yeah. It wasn't Mike Yeo after him?
It was.
Yeah.
Kind of did the John Mazzeo, like, I'll leave after this year. Here's my designated coach. And then that kind of irritated some people with the Blues because they like Kirk Muller. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Then he went to Labita.
Who's the coach that the players were shooting pucks at?
That was Joel Quenneville, maybe the greatest coach in the team's history.
Right.
But it wasn't players. It was Brett Hull one time on set. He had one time and flipped one in his direction.
Is that
it's not
worse?
like the players lined up at practice and took shots at the coach.
Yeah, it's tough to command a room if you got that going on.
What's a bigger display of insubordination, that or Steve Klein giving the finger?
I think Yadier Molina's Instagram during the Matheny era is live.
Yeah.
God, that was like a 12-year-old who just got a phone.
I guess giving the finger to your manager during a game is probably worse.
That was awesome. And the fact that I think me and Martin were down there, and we were the ones that made LaRusso aware of it. But we didn't go, hey,
Right.
Skipper.
It wasn't like a tattle situation.
No, we were just like, I don't know which one of us asked. Might have been R.B. Falstrom. He wouldn't mind stirring the pot.
No.
And Skipper would get irritated with him. But he was an AP writer. And he goes, what?
I missed that.
And he ended the press conference and went into the clubhouse. And the way the Old Busch Stadium clubhouse was set up, you had to walk all the way across it. And then there were the showers. And he made, from what I understand, a beeline into the showers where Klein was. And he just MF'd him up and down.
Didn't he tell us he was going to step on his chest? I think maybe he did.
I wonder if that audio's out there somewhere. And then the next day, Klein comes on TMA, and I'm hosting. And I guess it was the morning grind, so this had to be the era when Martin was on the program. So I was running point. And I think the Cat might not have been there too. I don't know. So it was full on anarchy, especially at that time. And Klein's like, I'm not going to apologize. And I'm like, well, if you're not sorry, then good for you for not apologizing. I was anti-fake apology. And then I'm down at the ballpark that afternoon, and I'm sitting there BSing with Dan McLaughlin, like behind the cage, and Jockety, who never liked me anyway, walks past and he goes, what's up, Dan? And I go, hey, Walt. And he goes, I'm not talking to you. And I go, what's that about? He goes, I listened to that crap this morning with Klein. You know that guy, and all you did was encourage him. I go, I didn't make him flip off the manager, and I didn't make him not apologize. You're going to blame me. The hell? Yeah, so he compounded the issue by then coming on the program and saying, I'm not going to apologize for flipping off my manager. Can you imagine that in 2024?
Yeah.
And that club won 105 games, Doug.
Yeah. For those of us who never got beyond high school and college as a playing career, disrespecting the coach is something you didn't even think about it.
Right.
But I guess when you're an adult yourself, when you're 30 or more years old yourself, you don't take as much guff from the coach as you did when you were 16 or 17.
Yeah. And you're making more than they are.
Yeah. And you got a contract.
Yep.
Coach Q gave Scott Pellerin more playing time after their dads hooked up on a road trip to Dallas. Fun fact for no and tell. That's from Alan Dadeville, DBA, 0 days since yanking it to Lindy Ruff.
Oh, it didn't happen with Scott Pellerin. He was a fine little winger.
But don't you think Quenneville probably had to take it because Hull is Brett Hull, one of the greatest players of all time?
I don't think he did take it. He fired right back at him. Quenneville was a player himself, a well-respected coach. He didn't take anything.
Okay.
2004. That was when men were men. That's from Mr. Licks. Mr. Licks was like 10 then.
Sounds like Eric in the CWE with all that.
Hey, Strode, we enjoyed Doug's guessing games, unlike hearing your same stories over and over, so stay out of it. It's from the old Appleton stepdad, just on that rocking chair. Chilly morning, he's got a shawl.
Hound dog at his feet. Tire swing out on the oak in the front yard.
Sometimes I flip off YouTube when Tim doesn't read my text, and I'm not going to apologize for it. That's from the Crestwood Coyote.
You don't have to. As a manager, it would be upsetting to have one of your players give you the bird during the game.
From the bullpen?
You'd have to do something. How would you handle that?
You didn't see it, though.
That's the thing.
But
so
if you did see it,
one
how
of
would
us
you handle it?
let him know about it, just like, hey, we got to ask. And then Klein comes on, and the thing that he kept talking about was that he goes, Skip keeps dry humping me. Skip keeps dry humping me. And that was a term they used in the bullpen for when they would get up to get loose, but then not get in the game. And then like a year or two later, I have a picture of Isringhausen wearing a T-shirt at spring training that says, don't dry hump me or something like that, or I dry hump. So just the nonsense that, can you imagine, like the moron festival that was going on in that bullpen with Klein and all the jokers out there. And so in their minds, in their little bubble, it's like a message board come to life. You know, they're bitching about La Russa, and they have no idea just how like egregious the behavior is to flip him off, to actually go from bitching about him in their little club to then flipping him off. And Klein had that hat anyway that was tilted to the side, dirty as hell.
Yeah.
He was always showing his ween in the clubhouse.
Oh.
Always. McKernan, what? Look, flying squirrel. And then I'd turn around and he'd have his balls and his penis arranged in some kind of concoction. I wonder if the statute of limitations is up.
Probably not.
Maybe I can own the Cardinals.
And his relievers didn't understand that sometimes a game situation changes. So what looked like it might be a situation where they were going to be needed turned out suddenly they don't need them.
That's right.
And that's worthy of flipping off the manager.
That's right. I'm tired of Skip dry humping me. And I'm not going to apologize for it. And then it was my fault. God bless us all. After bottle service at Harry's one night, me and Roman Polak took a fine young lass back to his place. We were going to head to Paris, if you know what I mean, but we found ourselves more interested in each other. It was like a baby's arm holding an apple. Great night. It's from Shipley Pibbles.
It was like a baby's arm holding an apple.
Flip that off.
I don't think I understand that at all.
Jackson's like making, look at that. Look at the gestures he's making. Look at that.
Okay.
Means he's
Doug's looking away.
Like a tripod.
Oh. Okay.
I'm a starter at heart.
Trevor Rosenthal, Matt Holliday.
That was light insubordination.
Oh, Chairman Kurt, you just sent the picture. Here it is, Doug. I dry hump. Look at that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then Isringhausen's like, thanks for posting that picture. And I'm like, oh, I thought it was a great shirt.
Looks like the M, like it's like sponsored by the Marriott or something. The M is underlined like the Marriott logo.
Guys, Luther's going to flip off Eli during a game soon. That's from Kevin at the Lake.
Pretty sure Earl Thomas did it once to, who was the coach of this? Pete Carroll, maybe. when he put him in a game where he was kind of hobbled.
Oh, yeah.
And he got
I think
hurt
so.
bad. And then while he's on the cart running away, he's just giving the finger to the Seahawks sideline.
Oh. Remember Billy Martin getting in a fight with Reggie Jackson during a game?
Yeah, in the dugout.
In the dugout.
And then they won the World Series?
I believe so.
Gary Templeton did to the fans.
That's right.
I used to have a T-shirt of him flipping off the fans, and I think the caption was, "This Bud's for you."
Whitey didn't like it and grabbed him and threw him into the dugout.
Yeah. Then the Cardinals traded Templeton to San Diego. And they got the Wizard.
Yeah.
On a home run by the Wizard. Send your emails in. Design Air Heating and Cooling. Email today online at designerservice.com. Well, you're going to need your air conditioning this weekend. Sweet mother of mercy, Doug. I mean, what are we doing here? It's 85 degrees for a high on Saturday, 82 tomorrow, sunny skies, and we're all out compressing the golf ball.
Well, I'm not now. All I've got is lawn charts.
And next Friday, 73 degrees for a high.
That works.
Just sunny skies. I mean, this is just glorious. Maybe people, when they retire, are going to move to St. Louis now.
Could start happening. Move back from Florida.
Our property value is going to skyrocket. I'm telling you, get your money into downtown St. Louis real estate right now. Bottomed out.
I don't know that that's
pennies on the dollar
in my lifetime.
Jackson, maybe in your lifetime.
Hope so.
I'll buy it, and then you can buy it from me when it increases in value.
It would be nice if, because of global warming, our weather turns into like San Diego in another 20 years or so.
Missing the coastline, but we have River de Fair.
You've never been to the Mississippi River, clearly.
No.
Or the Missouri by St. Charles.
Yep.
Merrimack.
You sound like a fool right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Go to designerservice.com, especially if you're sitting there thinking, oh, man, I think our air conditioning's out. I'll wait till spring. No. We got a high 85 on Saturday, and you got people coming over to watch the UMass game.
Yeah.
Got to have that house temperate. Designerservice.com. Seth Goldcamp. I saw him this past Saturday at St. Gabriel's quote-unquote school picnic. And G Unit. And Mike Kunderman.
Really?
Yeah.
Real who's who?
It was. All in my parents' front yard while my son and his cousin were beating the hell out of each other right there in the front yard.
Did Seth go into your parents' house and take a look at the HVAC system?
No, he wanted to, but Roderick was in there crapping his brains out.
I thought that's where you were going. I thought you were going to say he's doing a Roderick.
Your parents over that yet?
Furious. Timmy, there's some guy in there. He brought in his stroller, his kid in here, and he's in there crapping in our guest bath.
Can you imagine doing that? Going into what is essentially a stranger's home.
Takes a lot of confidence.
Leaving your child.
Yeah.
And then just ripping it.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
well, anyway, it's Design Air Heating and Cooling. Online at designerservice.com. Iggy has left the program.
Where he went.
We're doing a contest for who will replace Iggy.
Where'd he go?
The Webster Mayo Chipmunk says, "Wake up, Iggy!" The Webster Mayo Chipmunk.
That's a good name.
That's in the YouTube chat. All right, we'll close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
There's nothing more important than the look and feel of your home. So now's the time to make your home your retreat. Replace your tired old windows and doors with Marvin replacement products designed to improve comfort and efficiency. Fisher Window and Door Store, a reputable local company, will guide you through the entire replacement process. Their experts will help you make the right choice for your home, and they'll measure, design, and install your new windows and doors.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher. Since 1941, the Fisher family has provided you with quality American-made building products, including Marvin Windows and Doors. Come visit one of our showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, and let us help you increase the value of your home.
Bring that distinct sense of quality to every room with Marvin. Visit Fisher Window and Doors' huge newly remodeled showroom in Brentwood or Fisher Lumber in East Alton, Illinois. Quality and comfort starts at Fisher Window and Door. Online at fisherwindow.com.
Craving a fiesta for your taste buds? Welcome to Rosalita's Cantina, your ultimate Tex-Mex getaway. Indulge in their mouth-watering tacos, queso-smothered burritos, and the best chips and salsa imaginable. Dine in on their beautiful patio, majestic bar, elegant dining hall, or grab it to go. And don't forget to check out their location at Enterprise Center. No game or concert is complete without nachos and a margarita. Rosalita's Cantina, where the sunshine never ends. Learn more at rosalitascantina.com.
Listeners ought to check out Collier & Thompson, support the sponsors, and have the best contractors in St. Louis work on your kitchen remodel, if that's what you want, or bathroom remodel, basement, wine room, whatever. Collier & Thompson does it all, and these are people that you can trust. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. That's not always that common for people in this line of work. They won a Torch Award for Ethics from the Better Business Bureau. Collier & Thompson on Manchester and Baldwin, next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Collier & Thompson, come home to quality, online at collierandthompson.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experience the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com.
Hi, this is Chris Pondoff from Illinois Recovery Center. As someone who battled alcoholism and addiction for 20 plus years, I understand the dark places you can find yourself stuck in. Alcoholism and substance abuse takes a heavy toll on your body and your mind, but you can overcome it. Start your journey to recovery at the Illinois Recovery Center, a rehab treatment center that provides comprehensive and customized rehabilitation addiction treatment. If you or a loved one are struggling with addiction, please know that there is hope. Visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com today.
Ready to step your game up to the next level? 5P Academy is the place for any high-level 8 to 18-year-old football player. Based in O'Fallon, Missouri, we have national travel, 7-on-7, and flag football teams with professional coaches. Pre-registration for our 2025 season tryouts in November is open now. Come be a part of the championship-winning 5P family. For more details, email info@5pacademy.com or call Dustin at 314-440-8457.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
If you're seriously hurt in an accident, you'll want all the money you deserve. That's called justice. But there wouldn't be lawyers if justice was easy. No, justice is not easy. It's fought for and it's won. At Brown and Crouppen, we fight for justice every day. If you want some, call 222-2222. Because at Brown and Crouppen, justice is our business.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Introducing the first ever TMA Banty Brew, a 16-ounce canned wheat ale with orange and coriander and an image of all four TMA boys across the front. The Banty Brew, a refreshing ale made with white wheat, ground coriander, and fresh whole oranges. And now you can pick up the TMA Banty Brew at Salt and Smoke or at any area Friar Tuck's location. Must be 21 or older to consume or purchase. See the can at TMASTL.com and find a participating location to try it for yourself. Brought to you by Charlottesville Brewery and Winery in St. Genevieve, Show Me Beverages, and Salt and Smoke. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Now,
it's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After
on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Perv out, baby. Perv out. Oh, my ass hurts.
Man, I like this remix.
Never lacking, always pistol packing with them automatics. We gonna send them to heaven. Wait. Hey, whoa.
Perv out, baby. Perv out.
Because you know what? I'm a stepdad. I'm a slut.
Stick it in me bum. 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 Ah, my ass hurts.
This is the remix.
My ass hurts.
This is a colonoscopy exam.
Why is our audience so darn gay?
This is the remix.
Why is our audience so darn gay?
This is the remix.
I have a void dungeon. I have a void dungeon. What's a toot sleeve? Tunnels, 12,000. What's a toot sleeve?
This is the remix.
Toot sleeve. Toot sleeve. Tunnels, 12,000. Toot sleeve. I'm an old. I'm a borderline fat.
This is the remix.
I'm a borderline fat.
This is the remix.
Stick it in me bum. Stick it in me bum.
No, that was for the colonoscopy.
Stick it in me bum. Stick it in me bum.
Remix.
My ass hurts. My ass hurts. Toot sweet. Stick it in me bum. 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 My ass hurts.
Okay. Have we submitted this to the Grammy people?
Yeah, didn't get a nomination, and I don't understand.
It's a real shame.
Yeah.
Phony award, anyway.
Right. It's politics as much as anything.
Welcome. It's TMA. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. It's the 8 o'clock hour, even though it's 8:32. Fisher Window and Door Store. 8 o'clock hour. Fischer. Fisher Window and Door Store. Send your emails in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today. Comes your way in about an hour and 20 minutes. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. JV golf coach and Buck Swope. And I saw Buck Swope in the wild, Doug.
You did.
Mm.
Farrell Swope.
Mm.
Sport coat, as always. The green one, I hope.
Yeah, I was with my two sons.
Okay.
We had Wingy.
Huh.
And
Hockey went wingy.
that's what I said. I said hockey went wingy.
Yeah.
And then the 2-year-old had a diaper situation, and it cut our time together short.
You have a changing station there?
I've been propped up on that changing station before, but I didn't bring an extra diaper with me.
Oh, bad move.
I left my diaper bag at home.
Bad move.
Jim walking into a restaurant
with a diaper bag. I mean, I'm telling you, a decade ago, I was hanging out with Phil Ivey, and now I'm in De Pere with a diaper.
Right.
Seen Buck Swope on his way probably to see Billy and the Boomerangs or some crap band he goes see.
That's what didn't Stephen Wildwood give life counsel to Jackson? Like, listen, at 35, it's over. It's just going downhill. But the exciting thing for you is you still have 9 years. So
And then it just is.
That's what Stephen Wildwood said.
Then the tap runs dry.
Yeah, and you wake up in the middle of the night and pleasure yourself, and that's the highlight.
Oh.
That's what he says. I don't know.
I mean, you got to find little pockets for joy.
He has around 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, listen.
Well, shortly after you get them out of diapers, now they're playing Little League baseball and soccer and hockey, and some of the most fun times you'll have of your life watching that. You just got to get to the diaper stage.
My child will not be playing any hockey.
Where are you from?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
Born and bred.
What's he going to play? He's going to play basketball.
You better believe it. If he wants.
As a 5'9" white guy, he's going to get a career in basketball.
I'm 6 feet tall.
Yeah, but your girlfriend isn't. Your fiance isn't.
I'm not engaged, but either way.
Yeah. Well, I just don't see a lot of height. I just don't think he's going to be 6'8".
It's fine. You don't have to play to go the whole way.
No.
You learn so many life lessons in team sports.
You just assume that your child is going to be a professional athlete when he starts.
No, absolutely not.
I think
Do you think at the core, the explosion in youth sports is parents thinking, probably more so fathers, thinking that their child is going to play professional sports?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say thinking they're going to. I would say maybe hoping or dreaming they're going to.
Because otherwise, taking a step back, it's asinine.
Well, it's your social life, and it's fun.
Well, great for the parents, but what if the kids don't enjoy it?
Well, if the kids don't enjoy it, you don't do it.
That's exactly right.
But most of the kids seem to have a great time. I would have loved to have been on teams.
I couldn't agree more. I hated that
year.
when I was playing like at Afton Athletic Association, we only had 20 games a summer. At the same time, when I started playing Did you play Slava or did you play Legion?
My kids played slide. I played Legion.
Okay. Playing in Slava, which is what, St. Louis Amateur Baseball Association, maybe?
Yeah.
We got to a point where we had 60 or 70 games in the summer. I'm like, well, this sucks. You know?
There's a happy medium somewhere there.
See, I would have loved that.
But you were good. I couldn't make the throw from second base without, having to see a therapist.
We played 12 games a year, and back then it was called Corey League Baseball.
Yeah, that's right, Corey League.
12 games.
God, that sucks.
No night games, no dugouts, no grass infields, no lights, no nothing.
Youth sports are for the parents. That's from the 314. It's 100% asinine. That's from Harrison's Brother Master.
It's not for the parents. It's for the kid. What else are you going to do as a kid? If you're 10 or 11 years old, if you're not involved in something, what else are you going to be doing?
Right.
Video games?
That's what you're going to be doing if you don't get out and play something.
I think a lot of it also comes to because of the commitment that the individual sport is asking for. Like if you wanted to play baseball or basketball or hockey, that's kind of the only sport you play. It's year round. There is a commitment level where it becomes part of your identity. And so it becomes part of the parent's identity as well.
Yeah.
And then that's when you get the yelling at the officials or coaches. And
I haven't gotten a chance to see that yet. I don't know. I mean, I got a first grader and a 2-year-old. Doug, when will I get a chance?
I saw very little of that. I saw almost perfect behavior all the way through. One or two minor incidents, but almost everybody was very well behaved through it all.
It's good to hear.
Yeah, I didn't.
Because I said the way it sounds like I hear these horror stories anytime this topic comes up.
That was
whether
not
it's
my
here
experience
or
at all.
101.
You
didn't have crazy parent?
No, we did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, all the time.
Really? Basketball?
All the
All
time.
these Ladue parents expecting things handed to their team because of the wealth?
Only one Ladue parent. That was when I was reffing
CBC.
Preschool basketball game. These kids were legit 5 years old, and the rule was you couldn't steal the ball. Couldn't steal, and this kid kept stealing the ball, and I told him 3 times. I was like, this is the last time. If you do it, call a foul. You have to leave the game for a second. He stole it again. Told him his mom came up to me and screamed at me.
No way.
Screamed at me. My coach had to kick them out. I wasn't getting paid. This was what you had to do if you're on varsity. You had to be a ref every other Saturday for these 5-year-old games.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and the mother just started screaming at the kids, bawling, crying.
Yeah. See, I was lucky to have seen almost none of that.
Yeah.
Almost none of it. I think every generation wants to give their kids what they would have wanted. Like my parents' generation, my dad, he might have gotten, well, I'm sure he played on no organized sports as a kid until he got to high school. If they did, they had a T-shirt in a dusty field somewhere. And so to give his generation, here's a baseball field with uniforms and 12 games, that was a big thing. And now we got to top that. And now the fields have to be perfectly manicured and lights and 2 or 3 different uniforms and road trips and everything. I don't know where you go on to improve what they got going now.
Right. Well, I agree.
I don't know what the next step is.
I had a ton of fun doing it. I played every day in the summer. But there were some times where parent or other coaches were just jackasses. It sucks. Some point.
Summer ball at Heine Miney and the annual outbreak of rabies from the roaming dogs in the outfield prepped me for glove blogging success later in life. That's from Tom Traven. I didn't know that he attributes his success in writing about gloves to the rabies outbreaks at Heine Miney in Lehigh.
There were some dogs just kind of roaming around out there, remember?
A lot of those fields, man. I think that's the reason that I was such a good second baseman.
Oh, gosh.
Dog, it's unbelievable.
Tales of Commander McBride.
Well, it's because of the fields. I mean, you're trying to pick the ball after it takes a hop off a rock. There's pieces of glass in the infield. I mean, it's terrible.
I am the best in the world in what I do.
Brentwood in the far right, the very last diamond, it was probably 15 feet past the right field where he played was the creek. And if the ball went into the creek, you only had 2 balls for the game. And if the ball went in the creek, you're using a waterlogged ball the rest of the game. That's all you were given was 2 balls to play the entire game with.
Yeah.
Now
terrible. Everybody's got more money.
It was terrible.
Yeah, coach your eyes with a bucket full of balls. Brand new, of course, many of them. It's different. Everybody seems to have more money. I guess that's because we live on credit. Because if you listen to people that grew up when we do some of these sound stories, people grew up in the 40s and 50s, nobody had any money. They all tell the same story. We didn't have anything.
Like they're running for office.
Yeah, I was born in a middle-class family.
I was excited because they didn't have aluminum bats back then. So if you cracked your bat, you just put a bunch of tape on the end of the bat to cover up the crack. But I was
You ever putting screws in a bat to fix the broken part?
yeah, I was always excited when it was a bat giveaway at the Cardinal game because I'd have a new bat for the summer.
And now parents go out and buy $300 bats for their kids. Some hockey sticks cost that much. Hockey sticks.
Pads in
But
general.
we enjoyed it. God, you were bummed out if your game got rained out.
Oh, God.
Amen.
It's just the worst. The absolute worst. Because they probably weren't going to take the time to reschedule it. And then the season was over, like first week of July. You have 2 more months of summer and no games.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that either.
I played youth soccer with Michael Scherers, Doug. I don't know if you know this name. Older brother, a Pac-12 wrestling champion at Stanford. I remember seeing Mike on the sideline for the first time, and he was like 6'2", 200 pounds at like age 10. The athletes who have even a slight shot at D1/pro stick out like a sore thumb. Most parents are completely delusional. That's from the life coach. That's some perspective from our life coach.
Well, that can happen. And then there's other people like David Freese, who had just kind of an okay career in college and quit the game for a while. And next thing you know, he's a World Series hero making millions. There's enough people that make it just from St. Louis to give everybody the dream.
True story. Granite City Ice Rink. My old man was the zebra. Place was all over him. They threw a hot dog at him. Mustard on his sweater. He picked the dog up off the ice, took a huge bite out of it, and tossed it back into the stands. Place went nuts and loudly cheered for him the rest of the game. Classic. Every ice, every offsides, every whistle. They went nuts for him. That's from the recovering alcoholic from Belleville in Webster Groves.
Shout out TP.
Must have sucked serious ass to be poor growing up in St. Louis. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko. Doug, he, of course, grew up in Southern California.
Right, I'm sure. Newport Beach, probably.
Ice hockey tournaments at Hardy's Ice Hockey Complex. There was always a fight in a concourse. That's from Father Brown Eye.
High school hockey games always led to some sort of fighting.
Yeah, everybody gets macho. Everybody wants to hit. You watch a high school game, they cheer as loud for a check as they do for a goal almost.
Yeah. Not the players on the ice, the fans in the stands.
The fans, yeah.
And clapping their hands.
Fans in the stands, clapping their hands.
And if you go to a boxing match or something, everybody's a tough guy, all the fans.
And whenever you're at a boxing match, you have to take a picture like this. You have to do the do the fight sign.
Fist.
No matter who, the boxer or anyone at the fight has to take a picture with their fist up.
My 9-year-old plays basketball, soccer, and baseball, and his dream is to be a professional athlete. I constantly remind him that's not going to happen. It's not that I don't believe in him, but it's one of the hardest professions. That's from T-Bone Pickens.
Well, it is.
Totally.
It is. But there's nothing wrong with having that dream and try to become the best player you possibly can.
You told your parents you wanted to be in HD2 radio.
No, I wanted to play center field for the Cardinals.
But this was your fallback.
This was never mentioned. This is what you do if it's going to keep you out of prison. That's what they told me.
I'm not a parent, but I don't think you would tell your kid that's not going to happen.
Likely not going to happen.
You would say, the chances are slim, but you have a dream, go for it, but you need something else to fall back on. Dad, I want to be a professional player. Ain't going to happen.
No.
It must seriously suck thinking you quote-unquote made it and then ending up in Warson Woods late in your adult life. To Mr. Licks.
Oh, nothing wrong with Warson Woods.
We still don't know where Licks lives, and we still don't know what he does for a living.
When you see professional athletes, though, like a local guy like Tatum sign a $500 million contract, who wouldn't dream of doing that?
But as you know, because I'm sure you covered him for KMOV, he was pointed out, God, I don't even know what you might know.
Fourth grade.
Fourth grade?
Played him in the fourth grade, and everybody in the building knew that he was going to play in the NBA.
Really?
Yep. Everybody knew.
What was going on? Like what?
He was taller, better. Refs gave him the calls. He knew. Everyone knew that this.
Refs gave him
wow,
the
hold on. The refs gave him the calls.
Well, because of his notoriety. Well, you have to think also his father and his godfather, Larry Hughes, who was still in the NBA at the time. His dad was obviously locally very famous, and he had the build. Everyone knew in the fourth grade that he was going to be an NBA player. Now, MVP level player, top 5 player in the league level, maybe not, but everybody knew he was destined for playing in the NBA.
And that's probably the hardest sport to make it in. of all of them. I
Yeah,
think that's the
because
hardest.
of the international factor, especially now.
Right, you're competing against the world.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that, Doug.
Yeah.
And you got to be a certain size.
Yeah, genetically you have to be a certain.
Right.
Unless you're Chris Paul, you have to be a certain.
And the
How
players,
tall is CP3?
6 feet.
unlike the NFL, the players play a long time. There's not a lot of them leave because of injury when they're 24 years old.
Right. Yep.
Not many openings.
Yeah, especially now with how big internationally it's gotten, and like the international level is raised to the level of American players. It's tough.
If there's anything harder, it would have to be golf. Because
Golf.
there you got the whole world playing also. And you can play until you're 50 or 60 years old.
Yeah.
And there's only, 150 in a tournament? There's a couple thousand NFL players at any one time.
Right.
Isn't there? There's more than 1,000. 30 teams times
53.
53.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's 600 or 700 MLB players.
Right. You're also competing in a lot of other countries who have interest
Yeah.
in that too.
And there's almost nobody in golf. Occasionally a Tiger Woods gets in a car wreck or something.
Right.
But almost none of them have to leave because they got hurt.
Rarely.
The most overlooked part of sustained athletic success is avoiding injuries. In high school, I tore both my IT bands in my hips, later ruptured my throwing shoulder AC joint, and at that point, forget it. Most, if not all, successful college and pro athletes avoided the injury bug. That's from Eric, and he's in the Central West
Yeah,
End.
that's very true.
There's still some luck involved. I mean, you can be great in high school. A guy I played against, my junior year, I think it was a sophomore, Hassan Houston.
Wilmer Kingsley?
U City.
Yeah,
U City basketball
U City
player.
ended up going to Bradley, I believe. He was averaging like 30, 35 points a game in high school. He's a can't miss. He led, I think he played with David Thirdkill, who was also a big St. Louis standout. And they went to the NCAA tournament in the Missouri Valley Conference at Bradley. And I think he was drafted by the Rockets, but didn't play NBA. But here's a guy you think can't miss. This guy was the best I've ever seen. And didn't make it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of guys playing Division I sports that were, just tore it up all through grade school, high school, even in college. Still don't make it to the top level.
Based on his text, Eric in the Central West End, peaking in high school, checks out. Thanks. That's from a gaping stepdad.
Oh. Oh.
There is zero chance the majority of parents come out in the black when they add up the money spent on these money-grabbing club sports with delusional dreams of college scholarships. Most of these kids don't get scholarships, and a healthy percentage of them quit in high school or before due to burnout as well as just find another interest. It's from Gary Pinkel, cell phone etiquette.
I don't know that they quit because of burnout. They quit because they're just not good enough. At some point, you reach a level where they say, sorry, you didn't make the team.
More often than not, it's talent, not burnout.
Oh,
that
yeah.
ends kids.
Yeah.
How many times do I need to say it, Licks? I have never claimed that Warson Woods was the pinnacle of living. It's nothing more than a stop on my ascent to the peak of self-made wealth. You are nothing more than a glorified Kai. The only difference is he admits he gets wrecked with a strap-on.
Oh.
Version, we are a week away from homecoming, and I still have zero information on Herb's ex. Doug, that's the Warson Woods wacko, kind of a multi-tiered text.
It was. Let's peel back some of the layers there.
2 of my friends took strays there.
Well, I think it's a compliment to Herb.
I guess, yeah.
I got to see Herb's ex to see what's doing.
She's tall.
Maybe that's the worst one's wacko's kink.
Maybe.
Was she like 6'8", 6'9"?
No, probably 6 feet.
And Herb's about my height, but we're both well hung?
Yes.
Interesting.
Her might be a touch taller, I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's no way.
Oh. Okay.
He unfortunately is follically challenged like myself.
Oh, is he really?
But
Well, you're not anymore.
Yeah, look at you.
better, yeah.
Talent doesn't matter. You either need big bucks or a willing parent to sleep with the coach, male or female. My coach has preferred male, so thanks, Dad. It's from Father Brown Eye.
Gosh.
Is that true?
No. And the guy who said you're not going to wind up in the black, just having kids, you're not going to wind up in the black. I don't think anybody has kids thinking, boy, we're going to make a lot of money out of this.
Yeah, unless they go pro.
Yeah, unless you're looking for the welfare check, I guess.
What a wonderful post in the YouTube chat. Tim could have made it in any professional sport, but he chose journalism, period, for all of us, period.
For all of
It's from
us.
Nars Loot Bar.
Stop it.
That was the sacrifice I made.
There was a rumor going around when I was a kid that our scoutmaster was sleeping with one of the Boy Scouts' moms.
Clip that off.
Just a rumor?
Yeah.
Around the campfire?
The campfire.
Did you dig into it at all?
Hey, did you hear Mr. Johnson sleeping with your mom?
Johnson again. Johnny, probably. So did you get to the bottom of it?
No, we were kids. We didn't care. We didn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah.
I thought they was going somewhere else, and I was going to play the Time to Take a Break Joe Buck drop.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah. When I heard Mom, I was like, all right, we're good.
If you have a daughter, get them into golf or bowling. There are plenty of scholarships available in those sports. It's from the 314.
Tennis also.
Caller Ellen, thank you, Tim. I guess she's thanking me for the sacrifice.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd probably be wrapping up my time with the Cardinals now, but I wanted to do this.
And you'd be like Smoltz, though. You go play
Then I go play on the Champions Tour.
Like Pro Tour
And
events.
you would have been a scrappy second baseman?
Yep, just hitting the ball to the right side of the infield to move the other guy over for
Yeah.
second or third.
Laying down a bunt.
Yep.
Diving after balls you had no chance to catch. Kind of always backing up the play.
You're batting like 0.91, but you still get a standing ovation
Standing
time.
ovation every time.
Scrappiness.
Doug, I got us a room at the MAC tonight. I hope we both use the potty within minutes of each other and then wear that bed out. It's from the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves. You're spending the night with him?
No, but I'm going to the MAC. With
So then
Mark
this is
Milton.
true.
No, I'm going with Mark Milton.
I mean, I can read the text back to you.
Okay, yeah, I heard it.
Do they have rooms at the MAC?
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Downtown.
Got it. Okay. So it's like a hotel?
I guess. I've not seen
You going to get effed up on a Hennessy
No,
tonight?
I'm not.
VSOP, bitches.
Some port?
Yeah, what about port?
I won't have any
Drink
of
some
that.
dessert wine one time.
Don't tell me what to drink.
The recovering alcoholic had Buff Bagwell out at IRC yesterday.
Saw that.
At the where?
Illinois
Recovery Center.
Oh.
Because Buff is...
Marcus Buff Bagwell.
I think he's an alcoholic that doesn't drink anymore. He's been sober, so he came on... Went to the facility yesterday.
That recovering alcoholic does wonderful things with that thing. That's the Passion Project. Medellin. That's his Medellin.
Cartel.
Which is interesting because that's a movie about narcotics.
That's right.
Yeah,
Vincent Chase.
Flips it on its head.
Think about that.
And then he took them all to Olive and Oak for dinner.
Oh, did he really? Buff Bagwell was at Olive and Oak?
Buff Bagwell and a bunch of them. It said NWO comes to... But I don't remember.
Is this like on Instagram or something?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. CP
Yeah, it was like 5 or 6 of them. They took them all out to Olive and Oak.
At Olive and Oak?
Yeah.
I was just in there. Chairman Kurt, did you just send out an Instagram post, or was that you, Jackson?
Likely Kurt.
On the Team A?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
God bless. Thank you. Oh, here it is. I just found it. NWO invades Olive and Oak. Outstanding. Yeah, God bless.
New.
New World Order. World Order. Doug, was that the highlight of wrestling in the 90s?
I don't know. Wasn't Hulk Hogan the highlight?
Yeah, but when he became a heel and was the head of the New World Order. They talk about that in the Vince McMahon Netflix series, which I would like to give a major recommendation to yet again.
Kevin Nash, Scott Hall,
Big
and
Sexy.
Hogan.
Wouldn't Mae Young's hand birth be the
They actually
highlight?
did show that. And something that I would like to clip off, because I think Doug would spontaneously combust, is a storyline that they wanted to pursue. Vince McMahon wanted to pursue, but his daughter rejected the idea, and they both comment on it, and that was Stephanie got pregnant, and then the storyline was that Vince McMahon was the one who impregnated her.
Oh, gosh. He wanted to go ahead with that.
But Stephanie rejected it.
He thought it was a good idea. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. And I'm glad that one hit the cutting room floor.
Time to get some new writers, folks.
The person deciding that had to decide between a hand being born out of an old lady
that made it through also.
or this McMahon family incest. Oh,
and then
God.
people just act like it's the greatest stuff in the world.
Brutus Beefcake and Tito Santana joined us last night. That Brutus is a bandy rooster. That's from the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves. DX had a much larger cultural influence than NWO, in my humble opinion. It's my gaping stepdad. What do you think, DX or?
I don't know.
I disagree. I don't think there is a DX without NWO.
Wow.
What
Nice
is
take.
DX?
Is that the guy who'd point to his crotch?
Oh.
Yeah, well, there were a variety. You had Shawn Michaels, Triple H, X-Pac. And Iggy, you watched X-Pac have sex with China?
No, there's a video of it. They had sex, but I
thought you hung out with him or something.
Yeah, at Hito.
Yeah.
I don't watch him have sex with China. I just watched him sit with his wife, and his wife was so timid she was covering up her boobs. Why are you at the nude hot? Why are you at the nude hot tub? You're covering up your boobs. No, I've told the story, and I'll tell it again for the new people. But when I asked him, I said, so how do you like Jamaica?
Yeah.
His answer was, cocaine's good. I'm a little disappointed in the mushrooms. That's what he thought of Jamaica.
This was
It's a good Yelp review.
Who's saying this again?
X-Pac. He was commenting on the drug situation in Jamaica.
Okay.
And I'm standing with my ween right in front of him.
China was a dude.
All right, what's going on here? Harrison's brother Master keeps sending in a screenshot of some girl showing her butt and jeans, and then it says KG showed Tim the Emily Mead, Kenneth Strode post.
I think he wants you to see the comment underneath it.
Emily Mead, Kenneth Strode post. Did you say Kenneth Strode?
I guess I don't know.
That's you.
It's a girl. It's a girl, like in a Lakers jersey.
Looks like magic.
And then she's got her butt toward the camera. I don't get it. Mead
then-
for me. Doug, who is Emily Mead?
And then
don't know
there's a
that name.
comment that says from Kenny Strode saying, "Awesome, you look better in it than magic."
That's
How long ago was that?
It looks like October 17th, 2023.
Year ago.
So we're about to celebrate the anniversary of the post, I guess.
Also, small room for Miss Mead. Look at that.
Who is Emily Mead?
Who is
Couldn't
this
tell you.
Mead?
Oh,
Why is she?
I thought once you said that, I'm like, you thought she had some money, and then you were surprised by her.
Well,
I think she
You know,
was
maybe
in,
she got a rate in the upper twos and doesn't want to move. You got to think about that.
She was in that show that was on, God, I think Showtime. Jackson, I can't remember the name of it.
Power.
No. He was a bar owner, and his brother was kind of an F-up.
Different strokes.
And it was in, like, I think,
It was
New
Conrad
York.
Bain.
And he was into the mafia, and they were basically ran his bar. And
The Deuce.
The Deuce. I think she was in The Deuce.
She was.
And you think she looks better in the Lakers jersey than Magic Johnson?
Well, I was just being nice.
Mm-hmm. She responded anyway? Like maybe you had a shot?
No, I just liked her in The Deuce.
Oh.
So I think she might have responded to a DM I sent her about doing an interview or something like that. I don't know. So then I was just nice to her after that.
Sure, that's-
Because she was nice to me. So,
Nothing else to it.
but that was 2 years ago. So way to dig that up, whoever that was.
That was Harrison's brother Master.
Yeah. So what? I said something about her. Maybe that made her day. Oh, that was so nice of him to say.
Might have.
Didn't hurt anything.
No.
Well, Harrison's brother Master, the action's back on you.
Yeah, go find some more
phone line.
posts. I think I probably did something like that in 2018 too. Go look at it.
636-9004 TMA. Email it, Design Air Heating and Cooling email the day the morning after at InsideSTL.com. And then you got the Schaefer Door Company text inbox. Doug, we got a title sponsor. You want to take a guess who it is?
I know who it is. Brown and Crouppen.
Boom!
If you need justice, Brown and Crouppen is there for you. Justice is their business. If you have a potential personal injury case, Brown and Crouppen is a local law firm here to serve you. Local because they were founded here in 1979, and they've grown to become one of the largest personal injury firms in the Midwest. Grown because of their success. They've won more than $1 billion in compensation for their clients now. Here's how the whole process works. If you think you've been injured due to someone else's negligence, you call Brown and Crouppen at 314-ALL-2s, 222-2222. You talk about it. They'll give you a free evaluation over the phone. You can come in if you'd like. They do work on a contingency basis, meaning no upfront cost to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. They usually get paid. They are simply the best in the business at this. We've had them in. We've had gotten to know Terry Crouppen and his son Andy Crouppen and Ed Herman, the principals. Wonderful people, fantastic lawyers, great people to work with. You will love them to be on your side when you need them. So if you think you may need Brown and Crouppen services, the number again, 314-222-2222, or you go to brownandcrouppen.com. Make sure you let them know you heard about it here on TMA. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
James Carlton is online at carltoninsurance.net. 314-961-4800. I feel like every week I get an email from a listener who has made the switch to James Carlton. And if anything, they have a regret. And the regret is that they didn't make the switch sooner. Once you do, you see the difference, just like I did when I made the switch 5 years ago, and he's been my guy ever since. What a staff they have in Webster Groves. Make the switch. They'll do all the paperwork for you. carltoninsurance.net. Go and work with James and his staff, and you will understand why so many people have made the switch. It's 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm. Master Loser is reaching. Probably one of the least creepy Iggy comments. Go back to scrolling the Reddit page. Yeah, you lummox. Don't you like a term, lummox?
He's a lummox. Lummox. I don't mind it. I haven't heard it in a while. And it's refreshing to hear it again.
Hey, guys, if Iggy can just make one person's day better by liking their Facebook posts, that's a job well done. It's a big tough.
I think it is.
Nice
How about that?
Uh-huh. There's someone on your side. It's nice to know.
Yeah.
Button me.
Yeah, proud Joe. Jeff Lotman's here, and he's got a wonderful web address. Take a listen. JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yep, that's the one. And he's going to talk it over with us.
Great.
He's going to find a house for all of us, I guess.
Hope we can get some Lottie's locks, too.
Yeah. What's the play this week, Doug? You like Oregon? You like Ohio State? You like Ole Miss? You like LSU?
Ohio State and LSU.
I'm going to parlay Missouri and Illinois. Lay in the points. Big time. That's what I got.
Okay.
Does that make me a square? You betcha.
Probably does. Probably does.
I'll bet it makes Miss Mead's day if you slide her a Speedo pic. That's from Father Brown.
Oh, have you thought about that?
Nope. I don't know her that well.
Okay.
Sorry, just texting with my sister.
Clip that off.
They
all right?
Yeah, they got, I don't know if luck is or Orlando to get hit that bad, but they said the retention pond isn't even close to flooding. They only had a few branches down and only lost power for like 1 minute at 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's it.
Good.
I think it came in a little south of what they were anticipating.
Mm-hmm.
So places more like Sarasota. Fort Myers is actually getting hit kind of hard by the surge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sarasota, I would think, is hit the most, hit the worst. So there's 3 million people without power, so.
I think it first made landfall in Siesta Key.
Yeah.
Right where it was 2 months ago.
Oh, is that right?
And a lot of those buildings are, older, kind of charming, what you'd expect on a beach, Jimmy Buffett style buildings.
Yeah.
I bet they just got smashed.
Would you call it rustic?
A lot of them are, kind of, yeah. And I bet it was just trashed. It's often rated the #1 beach in America.
Siesta Key?
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's where Oprah has a house.
Oh, really?
I've told you that she only spent, my buddy who lives in Sarasota told me she only spends Christmas Eve and Christmas there, and it looks like a compound.
Really?
It's the walls are so high, it's the most unbelievable thing you've ever seen, and she apparently only lives there 2 days out of the year.
Well, if you had $1 billion, you could easily spend $20 million on one house.
Maybe Jeff Lotman can
There he
find
is
us a
now.
house in Siesta Key right
Well,
now.
I bet he could.
JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. He's with Compass Realty. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Doug and I are looking to buy Oprah Winfrey's compound in Siesta Key. We think she might be looking to sell after landfall of Hurricane Milton went right over her place, and we thought maybe you could be the guy to get it done for us.
Yeah, I definitely could refer you down there. There's no doubt. I think you could probably get a fairly good deal on those barrier islands down there. Yeah.
Do you ever do that? Call someone who's doesn't have a house even listed. Call them and say, "I have a client interested in your house."
Well, yeah, we do. Actually, I was going to thank you guys because we're doing that with one of your listeners. They want to sell their house,
In
so
Huntley.
they called me. I wish it was Huntley. That would be fantastic because I would call you guys immediately and we would all three go in on it.
Nice.
But it's a private exclusive, and this private exclusive is legit because you don't have to go on the MLS. And you don't have to deal with all that, but you know what? You can sell the house and you can get a fairly aggressive price
Is
for it.
that right?
So yeah, it's a neat little program right now, and the interest rates drop, so things are looking up.
God bless America.
That's good.
Let me ask you, what happens when somebody can't sell a house? Like I've read where Nellie's house has been has been abandoned for like 10 years. Can't sell it. And it
The
looks
one
like,
in Eureka?
It looks like a nice mansion, yeah, but it's like he's neglected it. Nobody's
It's
bought it. It's
sold.
just sitting there.
It went to foreclosure and it's sold. But you know, I went in that house a couple times, Iggy, and you know it was neglected. It was neglected.
Is that right?
Like the whole pool was sliding down the hill, and you know, I think he bought it for one of his family members. So I don't know that he ever lived there, but I know one of his family members did. But I think that sold. It's been like 2 to 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, it went to foreclosure. I don't know how a multimillionaire recording artist gets a foreclosure deal done, but I guess he does.
Yeah, got it done. Nice.
Good lawyer, probably.
I was going to say, we all need to hire that guy.
Yeah, really.
How's the market in St. Louis, sir?
The
I'm
market
curious.
is, you know what? There's some good news with the interest rates. I think it's becoming a buyer's market, so I think things are going to look up. I think we need to get past this election, so consumer confidence will rise up. But I think all in all, I think for 2025, it's looking good.
Oh, God bless America.
I
Nice.
know. Thank you. We need it.
Yeah. Yeah. You can check out Jeff at JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's Jeff Lotman, Compass Realty, whether you're looking to buy a home or sell a home. In 20 years, right? You've been doing it? And
Yeah,
so you
25 this year.
25 this
Can you
year.
believe it?
And,
Not as long as I've been listening to you.
How about that, Doug?
gosh.
From the beginning.
I didn't know we were that old.
The context that you have allow you to kind of be aware of when things may be hitting the market perhaps before they actually do, and that can be helpful in a competitive situation.
Yeah, especially right now where, like I said, the consumer confidence is a little bit low, and there's a lot of people that want to move, but they don't want to deal with the MLS and the hassle and having people come through. So the private exclusive, I think, is a game changer, and thankfully Compass and the people that are a lot smarter than me came up with that, kind of a make me move type situation on Compass, and it works good. I mean, it's an unbelievable program.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a situation where a house came on the market at such a good price, you looked at it and say, wait a minute, I better get that myself?
Yes.
And moved? Is
It
that how you-
happens a lot. I haven't moved, but you know what we do? My son, I mentioned, he does a lot of rehabs and renovations, and a lot of times when that comes on, we'll go in and we'll make him an offer that doesn't happen a lot, but there is a lot. There's a lot of that that does happen, and a lot of people chasing those kind of situations. But sure, I'm in real estate. Everything's for sale, right?
Yeah. Remember, for a while there, houses would go on the market, and a day or two later, they'd get it overbids.
Oh, yeah.
Is that still going on? Where
It was 2021, right?
people are still offering more than the list
You know,
price?
it's slowing down a little bit. I think the market's starting to change back to the buyer's advantage, and things are starting to sit there a little bit. But with the inventory still being low, I think there is a little bit of that. But I think we're seeing less and less in that, and the market's starting to change. And I think the interest rates, I think they need to come down again, at the beginning of the year, and then I think we'll get more of a balanced market. But yeah, I mean, with the inventory low, people are paying some crazy numbers for sure.
Jeff Lotman's online at JEFFLOTTMANN.com. You have any Lottie's locks for us this weekend?
I wanted to hear what Jackson.
Doug's a degenerate, and he can't help himself.
Gambler.
Don't you think, like, all the people that lost, like Alabama and Tennessee, just got to bounce back?
Yeah. So they're going to go deeper into the hole.
Right. I mean, don't you think you just got to go with Alabama and lay the 21?
And what do they got? South Carolina?
They got South Carolina. And
that's in Tuscaloosa?
It is.
Wow.
And then Mississippi State, aren't they getting like 30? They're getting like 33 points or something.
Who are they playing?
That's just insane. Georgia, I think.
I guess Georgia. I was about to say, it's got to be Georgia. I don't know who else.
33 and a half.
Because Texas has Oklahoma, so.
Everybody's betting on the Bulldogs to cover 33 and a half.
Is it in Starkville or is it in
Athens? It's in Athens.
It's in Athens.
I
love Missouri minus 27.5.
I would think they have to roll.
I love Missouri minus 27.5. Like, dangerously love it.
Yes. Well,
yeah, I don't know.
Most people that bet win, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, almost all. That's why
That's
they do
correct.
it. Yeah,
That's correct.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of casinos close.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. The house always takes a big hit.
Jackson, just so you know that even if Missouri wins by 7, Jackson might not be coming in on Monday. I just want to give you a heads up.
Really?
If it's even a 2-possession game in the second half at any point, I might just explode. I could barely handle what happened last Saturday.
It was ugly, wasn't it? They didn't even show up.
They did not.
It had, I was
little alarming.
So sad. It was
Little
just so sad.
alarming.
What's
little
up with
concerning.
Cook, though?
With who?
Cook.
Oh, Brady Cook. My theory is that shoulder that he had operated on is not right now. That's my theory, but it's not like anybody's told me that. Who would know? That's my theory, because. While it's not like Missouri won because of Brady Cook last year, he certainly was a hell of a quarterback last season. So what you're seeing right now versus what happened last year, something's off.
Yeah,
and I don't know what it was.
Confidence.
Yeah.
He was really gritty last year. He just doesn't seem to have that confidence.
And he was running for his life in College Station. So, yeah, if they're going to do it, man, we're going to get an idea of if there's life. By beating the hell out of UMass, but certainly the Auburn game. That's the one. I was listening to Gabe DeArmond on his podcast, and he said, here's the deal. I mean, if they lose to Auburn, 6-6 is in play. Jackson just went to a dark place again. Look at him. Oh, no, Doug. He's rubbing his eye.
They wouldn't be in this situation if they wore normal uniforms.
You think it's the uniforms?
Oh, I totally agree with that. They need to bring. What happened to the block M? Bring that back.
Thank you very much.
And what about the gold? The old
gold
You
pants.
dress like clowns, you get a circus. Welcome to the big top.
I know it's like yellow pants. What happened to the gold?
I don't know. They try to look like LSU one week, and I don't get it. I don't get it.
I saw they're
This
all
guy-
white or something this week.
Yeah,
with a yellow helmet.
Yes. Makes no sense at
Jackson,
all.
your thoughts?
Horrible.
When did you get into grifting?
Clip that off. Doug, don't grift.
I know he truly feels about it. That's even more concerning.
Well, it hadn't helped, has it?
They are 0-1 with no uniform reveal video.
I'm agreed there. We got to bring that back. More so.
Now they just lay out their pant and take a picture.
Yeah, that's lame.
They just used to be so good. The uniforms were so good, and now they're so
Were you saying that at the time, or is it just like you didn't think anything
took
else?
it for granted.
Yeah.
You see the basketball team is bringing the old school.
They
uniform?
are.
Yes, that
White,
looks
black, and yellow.
Looks great.
The gold.
The big M there, spelling out Missouri.
They're bound to win one game this year, don't you think?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's
Jackson, how do you
setting
feel
the
about
bar
that?
pretty high.
That's the fun nature of college basketball now. Is it's year by year. You never know. You know, they could be in the tournament one year and then not win an SEC game, and then the next year you can be right back in the
So you
tournament.
can bet a conference win total probably because you can't bet a regular season win total, or maybe you can't bet a regular season.
Oh, you
win
definitely
total,
can bet a
yeah.
regular season win total.
But looking back, it's pretty stunning. You could go through an entire conference schedule and not win one game.
Yeah.
Not one night get somebody hot and pull off an upset over a
Yeah,
team
it
that's
sucked.
not very good.
It sucked. It was a rough winter for me.
Is Gate still our coach?
Yes.
He is.
I enjoyed it.
I don't know if he'd survive another year like the one they just had.
Do you agree with that, Jackson?
Yeah,
He would be
no,
like-
if he has even close to what he did last year, then yes, he'll be canned. But if he returns to form like he did his first year, then all is good.
Here you go, Jeff, from the Pope, too. As a UGA fan, take Mississippi State in the points. That's from the Pope. So
Well, we gotta
he's
go
got
with the
inside
Pope.
word. So there you go.
Everyone
There's your
else
Lottie's lock.
Yeah.
33.5 is a lot of points.
It's a lot of points in the SEC, isn't it?
A lot of points.
Especially when some of these teams like Georgia have had rather mediocre performances against other teams that aren't considered to be great.
I agree. And Georgia's just a couple weeks off Alabama, and they're going to be beat up. And you know, it all depends on how motivated they are. And those 11 o'clock games are tough to get up for, I think.
Well, Illinois is laying 22.5 against Purdue.
That's in Champaign, right?
Yeah.
Not that it matters.
2:30 p.m. start.
Purdue may be the worst
I know.
team in the country.
And, well, in the Power Four.
Power Four, yeah.
Am I missing? Is there an obvious Mississippi State? Maybe?
Mississippi State's in there too.
I would say.
Yeah, these are
Purdue's
the teams we're involving in our action. Purdue and Mississippi State, except we're betting Mississippi State, and then Missouri gets one of the worst in the group of five. I assume UMass is in the group. I think in the group of five. Hell, I don't know.
They're FBS, so I think so.
Yeah, Jeff. I don't know. That Saturday morning this past week in College Station caught us off guard a little bit.
It did.
Jeez.
It was so depressing, wasn't it?
Oh, my God. Lifeless.
The game was over in like the first quarter. You could just tell.
Yeah. Did you watch the whole thing, or did you get?
No, I watched after that pass interference call. They just were deflated. I couldn't watch it. I got just so depressed and angry. You know, I kind of resorted back to my 20s when I used to yell at the TV, but now I'm too old to do it. So I just had to walk out.
You walked out and started selling houses.
That's right. I'm like begging, whatever.
Alan Dadeville, also a big UGA fan, and he says, as the reason the Pope is a UGA fan, I agree with the Pope. Dogs ain't got no receivers, Powell. That's from Alan Dadeville, mimicking a Paul Feinbaum caller. So it sounds like, I guess, Doug, we got to go heavy on Mississippi
Maybe
State.
so, yeah.
We're going Mississippi State, Missouri, Illinois. Anything else we like?
Vandy is a 13.5-point dog at Kentucky. Everybody's hammering Vanderbilt. Smells like Kentucky covering 13.5. Everybody is on. Everybody's on Vanderbilt.
I just don't know how Kentucky scores a bunch of points and then totally keeps Vanderbilt out of the end zone.
Right. Let me see what's the highest.
I really like Vanderbilt, and I know it's square.
That's what it feels so square. The highest amount of points Kentucky has scored was 41 agast Ohio. Against any SEC opponent.
Is Ohio on scholarship, Doug, or are they?
Hell, they's on scholarship too.
They've scored 20, 12, 6, and against SEC opponents. So they have yet to eclipse over 20 points in the SEC.
That Mizzou win against Vandy seems a lot better, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't know if Vandy coming off a win over Alabama. You don't know if now they're full of confidence, they're going to be better than they've ever been, or if they say, okay, we did it, and they'll take a deep breath and get blown out the next week. It's just hard to know.
So I'm with Jackson. I might go with Kentucky on
the
that
night
one.
game. Kroger
Oh, it is a
Field.
night game.
Night
Okay.
game in Kentucky.
All right, now I gotta give a little pause. The night game, the situation.
Double-digit dog.
God, that's the night game. But they got UMass or not UMass? Christ, Ole Miss and LSU.
The SEC network. They could flex it to 3:30, 4:30, or
So they're just going to let the guys know on Saturday morning what time to kick this thing off. Kentucky and
one of their
Vanderbilt?
flex games. Yeah, but they.
That's this Saturday, and they still have to determine what time it is.
That's still under a flex. Oh,
what the hell?
Maybe.
We're 48 hours out. We'll let you know.
They have to know what time the game is.
All I know is Ole Miss and LSU's a night game. Saturday night in Baton Rouge, Doug. Heads up. Don't wear the opponent's gear down there.
What would they do to you?
I hear it's rough. I haven't been to a game there, but I have heard it's not a friendly place for visiting fans. You ever been to a Saturday night in Baton Rouge?
I have.
Have you?
It's,
How'd it go?
Yeah,
They
I
were
went to
scrapping
Ole
it?
Miss, so I've been down there a couple times.
yeah.
And you're exactly right. You do not want to wear the opposing.
They'll go.
Those people start drinking. Have you ever heard the phrase, if you don't start drinking in the morning, you can't drink all day? Guess what?
Yeah.
They
What
do.
they do,
It is a
really.
crazy place. That is the loudest stadium I've ever been in.
They come out of the swamps down there?
Everywhere.
Do they?
Yeah, and who knows what the weather down there, what's blowing in.
6:45 at Kentucky, confirmed.
Okay, we got
SEC
it.
network.
Doug, we got it.
All right. So you got
I do like Vanderbilt. God.
You got to like.
I'm square now.
The direction Ole Miss is going, though. You got to be happy with that program.
This guy's less than 2 weeks removed from a home loss to Kentucky.
That's right. Yeah, that was bad. But you know what, Lane? I like Lane. He just stirs it up.
Yeah.
He goes and every single play on a first down the other team, they fake an injury. So it's. I mean, you know what? As long as it's legal, they take full advantage of everything they've got.
Yeah, it's like soccer.
Doug, why don't you ride over to Illinois with me? We'll put together like a 10-team parlay on Netflix.
On Netflix?
Or not Netflix. DraftKings.
Netflix has got a license now.
DraftKings. We'll get over to Illinois and put we can bet. You put 10 together, you can pick a bunch of favorites, play the money line, and still make some money.
Okay.
That's the sharp move. You gonna do it?
I'm not much of a gambler.
You could just light the $10 on fire.
And save the gas money.
I gamble just enough to know you can't gamble on Netflix.
It won't be long for Netflix has a little box on it.
You might not be wrong there.
Probably so.
Ladies and gentlemen, his name's Jeff Lottman, and he's online at JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Great to see you, Jeff.
Thank you, gentlemen.
There he is. That's Jeff
Good
Lottman,
seeing you.
Compass Realty. All right, we'll take a commercial break, close out the Fisher Window and Door Store, 8 o'clock hour. This is TMA, presented to you by Brian Crouppen.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Billiken Nation, this is Robbie Avila, and I can't wait to represent SLU for the Lou and our city's basketball team. Get your full season tickets now for as low as $125 or experience the excitement up close with 100 level seats for $540 by visiting SLUBillikens.com today. You won't even need my goggles, as there is not a bad seat in Chaffetz Arena. Pack Chaffetz Arena to cheer on an exciting brand of basketball. Buy your tickets now by visiting SLUBillikens.com today.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I regret not managing my finances better in my 20s and my 30s, and now I see how crucial it is for achieving major life goals. Mark Hanna with Evergreen Wealth Strategies helps everyday people every day with their finances, discussing cash flow, liquidity, investments, insurance, and tax-efficient strategies. No matter your financial planning stage, Mark will boost your confidence and keep you on track. Learn more at evergreenstl.com.
Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, a broker-dealer and a SEC registered investment advisor. Equitable Financial Advisors and MI. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor. It does not provide tax advice.
Listeners ought to check out Collier and Thompson, support the sponsors, and have the best contractors in St. Louis work on your kitchen remodel if that's what you want, or bathroom remodel, basement, wine room, whatever. Collier and Thompson does it all, and these are people that you can trust. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. That's not always that common for people in this line of work. They won a Torch Award for Ethics from the Better Business Bureau. Collier and Thompson on Manchester and Baldwin, next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Collier and Thompson, come home to quality. Online at collierandthompson.com.
Hustle and Heart Sports Performance is the one-stop shop for St. Louis area football-specific and athletic training located in O'Fallon, Missouri. Hustle and Heart utilizes the top trainers in St. Louis, led by its owner, 8-year NFL vet Pierre Desir. We have a 40-yard turf field, college-style weight room, red light sauna, and a state-of-the-art recovery room to service all of your athletes' needs. For more info, check out hustleandheartsportsperformance.com or call Dustin at 314-440-8457.
There's nothing more important than the look and feel of your home. So now's the time to make your home your retreat. Replace your tired old windows and doors with Marvin replacement products designed to improve comfort and efficiency. Fisher Window and Door Store, a reputable local company, will guide you through the entire replacement process. Their experts will help you make the right choice for your home, and they'll measure, design, and install your new windows and doors.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher. Since 1941, the Fisher family has provided you with quality American-made building products, including Marvin Windows and Doors. Come visit one of our showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, and let us help you increase the value of your home.
Bring that distinct sense of quality to every room with Marvin. Visit Fisher Window and Doors' huge newly remodeled showroom in Brentwood or Fisher Lumber in East Alton, Illinois. Quality and comfort starts at Fisher Window and Door. Online at fisherwindow.com.
Hey you, it's Dr. Pryor. If your mouth's been getting more action from late night pizza than it has from a toothbrush, it's time to come see me. At 100 West Dental, we know how to clean up your act and your smile. Whether it's overdue cleanings, a chipped tooth from a wild weekend, or just getting that fresh, I'm definitely not hungover grin, we got you covered. Look, we know you're not shy, so why shy away from getting your teeth right? Book your free consultation at 100westdental.com and let's give you something to smile about. Because hey, you deserve to be as smooth as Tim's golf swing.
Thinking about selling your home, but not thrilled about going public? Check out Compass's Private Exclusives with Jeff Lotman. With Private Exclusives, your home is shown to a select group of serious buyers. No public listing, no days on market, just real offers from real people. Their network connects you with top agents and qualified buyers, so your home gets the attention it deserves without all the fuss. Selling your home can be simple and stress-free with Compass Private Exclusives because your home is special. Call Jeff Lotman, your Compass agent today to find out more, or visit the Lotman Group online at JEFFLOTTMANN.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here right now with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. I made the switch to start working with you, James. It couldn't have been easier to make that switch to start saving money.
Well, I appreciate that, Tim, and we appreciate your business. Yeah, this is the time to save money. My goodness, we're all feeling it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, etc. So if you've noticed that your insurance rate has gone up, I want to stress how easy it is to get a proposal from us by going online at carltoninsurance.net.
Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency online at carltoninsurance.net.
This is Eric Conley, the founder of Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, our substance abuse treatment goes beyond mere recovery. It's about reclaiming lives filled with purpose, joy, and connection. Our dedicated facility is more than just a place of healing. It's a beacon of hope for individuals seeking to reintegrate into society and thrive in their work, family, and community roles. Our team is ready to help. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Hello, it's me, Tom Schmidt. I'm happy to tell you about Salt and Smoke and all the...
I'm going to let you finish, Tom, but first, why don't you take a break, okay? You've been doing this for 57 years. Have you had time to think about that? Waffle cones, World's Fair? No. Lean brisket, popovers, Cracker Mac, whiskeys, bourbons, custom cocktails, maybe even wings trashed. I don't know. But that doesn't matter if you don't accept my love, Tom. Will you accept my love? Will you kiss me?
Salt and Smoke.
Oh, and Iggy should quit.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA all day. Come back now.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After
on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
There you go, Doug. You wanted it, you got it.
Now this is music.
This is the one you wanted. This is the one you got. Ba-dee-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Ba-dee-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Dee-bee-dee-bee-da-ba-da.
This is just nice. Muted trumpets.
Do you think in the history of the world anybody's ever tribbed to this?
Probably so.
Yes!
Probably so.
Yes!
Like
this was 50s tribbing music.
50s lesbians, they roll in the Victrolia
Well,
and just put the wax down.
They'd hear the licorice stick here, and yeah, game on.
You think this song turns women lesbian?
Very
Like the
well.
lipstick in Wet Pink?
That's right. And Nina Hartley, Sharon Mitchell, Asia Carrera. Who else was in that?
I don't know.
Was Victoria Paris in that? Tori Wells?
Oh, she's old school.
All of them are. But yeah, Sharon Mitchell did great work with that. I think she's the one who brought the lipstick to the pool party.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever tribbed to this.
Yes, they may have. If you don't like this music, you're just a bad person. That's all.
Oh, it wasn't my era. It wasn't even my parents'
Wasn't
era.
my era either. I still like it.
Maybe my grandparents' era.
I tribbed to about everything when I was at Mizzou. That's from Stephen Wildwood.
That's when he was a girl.
So you like dudes too? God, I love our listeners that just turned gay. Wayne Newton's coming to Lindenwood. Doug, you gonna go see him?
I don't care for him as much as I did the Glowworm fellas.
Mills Brothers?
Mills Brothers, yeah. God, that's a good song.
Maybe get him in studio.
Wayne Newton?
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet on it.
I saw a picture of him recently. He still looks like he's frozen in time at about age 40.
I guess.
Jet black hair.
Madame Tussauds. Maybe.
Perfect. See, it looks like a wax figure.
Yeah.
God bless him. I don't blame anyone for trying to beat back Father Time. Trying to do whatever they can to look their best.
Yeah, especially when it directly affects your income.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people just give up. Say, okay, I'm not going to do anything now. I'm old. I'm in my 60s. Forget it. I give up. No, he kept fighting it. Power to him.
Stephen Weil wants a clarification. He tripped on acid, not tribbed.
Mm.
Yeah, we weren't talking about tripping on acid,
Trips,
but
not trip. Okay. That's always a good decision to say, here's some acid. Let's try this. Good choice.
It's a 9 o'clock hour that's brought to you by 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance. Welcome. It's TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. And guess what? The Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day is 25 minutes away. Will Buck Swope be inspired by seeing me in person last night and write the greatest email this show has ever received?
I would think so. You didn't sign for him, did you?
No, I wanted to talk it over with him, but like I said, I got a little bit of a diaper incident.
Oh, yeah.
And I noticed the diaper incident before we even got the menus. And I felt badly for the diners around us.
And this was not yours, but one of your kids.
I'm wearing a diaper, but I haven't had an incident.
Okay. Good for you. Okay.
So then you're in a spot.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's going through it. I just want to get the boys out of the house.
I think you need to start bringing a man purse.
I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, and put some baby wipes and a diaper in there.
I wouldn't mind doing that.
You'll be prepared.
Is there a picture of Iggy changing Leona Helmsley's pull-ups?
Oh!
I would have never done that. Even if she got out of bed with a diaper on, I would have left.
Oh,
even if she asked to
Got
change
standards.
No, if she got undressed and she had a diaper on, I would have left.
Mm. Mm.
So this is too much for me.
you. That was one step too far.
Yeah.
Because probably already the situation, being honest.
Mm.
Doug, Haley Welch, you know who she is?
Who is it again? What?
Haley Welch.
I don't know.
She's the Hawk Tua girl.
Oh, okay.
Chairman Kurt, you found this audio, or one of our listeners, or what's?
Yeah, I cut this one yesterday.
Yeah, and she's talking it over with JoJo Siwa, and you think JoJo Siwa is a Stitch.
I don't know who that is either.
She's a hoot.
A Stitch. It's a Mills Brothers era saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, you're going to find her to be even more entertaining after this.
Talk about dumps.
Oh, are you at top or bottom? What do you think? Probably at top. All right. Are you? That. So are you both? Ah! Oh, he's shaking his head. So I I have been a bottom for a very long time. I'm definitely was like always bottom, like always never around being top, like always bottom. But then in my most recent and bestest relationship ever, I have dabbled into top land, and it's fun. Top land.
Jesus.
But I don't know. I prefer being bottom.
Yeah.
I'm definitely like, no, I have to.
But now you're comfortable being top.
But like I don't like being a top, and this isn't me tooting my own horn. This is just me like straight up giving fact. I'm a really good top because I know what I like as a bottom.
Yeah.
So I can be a really good top because I'm like, oh, I would want this. You know what I mean?
Got it.
So I can be a good top, and that's, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, nice edit at the end, but we had heard enough anyway.
Good job, Haley. Add a lot to that interview on your podcast.
Wonderful interview. Wonderful.
Pretty good.
I didn't even know what a top and a bottom is. Somebody wrote the question down and she asked it.
So now you're down on the Hawk Tuah girl.
No, I just feel bad for her. They put her in a situation where she can't win.
Sounds like she's
And
winning a
how
lot.
do women, how do lesbians be tops or bottoms?
Strappies, bro.
Well, strappy, aren't you just like on all fours?
Well, one's wielding, one's not.
Don't say wielding.
Well, that's not a top or a bottom.
I would say it would be.
Do you wield or you don't wield?
Stop wielding.
The one who wields is the top, the one who doesn't is the
I
bottom.
don't think there's any top or bottom. They're basically the same level.
What?
Kind of run parallel to each other.
Yeah, one's on her knees and the other one's behind her.
No.
You said you wield the strappy or not? That's what I would ask.
Well, you're a hardcore journalist.
Please never play that again.
Yes, please.
Stephen Wildwood.
Yes.
This sounds like two children, Crystal City Clamhammer.
Kind of is.
Why make us listen to that horrible audio clip, KG? That's from Sweet Sweet Kai. That's interesting. That's Jackson's guy critical of Sweet Sweet Kai. Very interesting.
Yeah, don't worry about it, KG. I liked the audio clip. I thought it was the right play.
No, you got Kai doing your dirty work anyway. Very interesting.
Huge guess. This girl become famous on YouTube as well?
JoJo Siwa, no, she is a big pop star. She started on Dance Moms or something. She was a Nickelodeon star. She's like, if you were a kid in the last 10 years, like you were in like 5 to 10 range, you definitely know who JoJo Siwa is.
Yeah, she's a child star.
Yeah,
And
she's
how-
only 21.
How old are these children? Are 21.
JoJo Siwa is 21.
Yeah, they sounded like they were maybe 14.
I don't know how old the Hawk Tuah girl is. Probably in her mid-20s.
No, she's 21, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Both 21.
All right. Fascinating conversation.
Wouldn't be something I listen to, but you know, this is what's going on.
It's run its course. I was all for her, but now it's just getting old.
Well, she's going to make as much money as she can while she can, I guess.
Yeah, I don't blame her, but there's other ways to make money than making a fool of yourself.
Like how?
Weren't you the one who suggested she should join the OnlyFans?
Well, I said it was a good decision not to, but I thought she would do other things. I thought Cameo, she's missing the boat on Cameo. My God.
Roderick gets all
she
that.
Could
or
charge, she could have,
Rockio gets
right
all
off
that
the bat, she could have charged $200 a pop on Cameo and made a few million just taping some 40-second things for people on Cameo. And did other things go to these events that are paying her? I mean, she was paid $50,000 to go to a Bitcoin convention. Didn't even know what Bitcoin was.
Well, wouldn't you go somewhere? 50,
Yeah, but I'm
50
saying
grand?
you make a fool of yourself. They put her on Bill Maher. She didn't know who it was. She didn't even know how to pronounce his name. How do you pronounce his name? Mayer? She didn't even know who he was. They put her on the podcast because he's got a following and made a fool of herself.
But if you're going to a Bitcoin convention, I'm sure they're not asking her to give a speech on the pros and cons of Bitcoin. They just wanted to stand there and go, look who's here. Here's your 50 G's.
Yeah, I
Who
guess.
wouldn't do that?
Well, I didn't say don't do it. I'm just saying her handlers are just putting in all these situations just to make money, especially for them, too.
Yeah.
Taking their 25% probably.
I wouldn't have thought going on Bill Maher is a real good idea.
Well, doing a
'Cause he's-
podcast isn't a good idea either, but they got to sponsor some betting.
Jake Paul's company.
Yeah.
If it's just silliness like that, that's kind of up her alley. But if Bill Maher is going to ask serious questions, probably not the place you want to go.
Watch out. Here comes Suckboy Tony.
Yeah, I'd go on his show.
Yeah, he does a good show.
Nice podcast.
Well, you got to find that audio when she was. God, who's the comedian that's always doing her podcast?
Phyllis Diller.
Oh, yeah, Webster goes in.
Whitney Cummings.
Whitney Cummings. And she said she was a fan of Matt Rife, and Whitney Cummings is friends with her, so he got her on the phone and did a FaceTime, and just the audio of her. I want to be back there with you, my boy.
You like that?
Yeah, I'm a crack
Again, I'm enjoying
I'm
the
a
show.
crack baby.
I'm not right now, Base Burglar.
No, I'm a crack baby.
Jackson and I are getting ready for balloon party.
I mean, it's just awful.
Can I come?
Hello, Vivian.
The great Vivian Azure with us.
And for the record, I didn't bring up Hawk to a girl.
Chairman Kurt, that's on you in the audio.
I'll wear it.
No, there's nothing wrong with it to get a little audio now and then, but I don't want people to know why I didn't bring up Hawk to a girl.
No, you're in the clear on this one. Who was the crack baby again?
She said she was. She said her mom was on crack. He says, what about your mom? To Matt Rife. And she goes, oh, you want nothing to do with my mom. She's a crack whore or something like that.
Oh, nice.
And she goes, yeah, I'm a crack baby. Okay.
She wears that like a badge of honor?
Yeah, she was smiling. Yeah, I'm a crack baby.
Shut the F up, Sava Strode. I feel bad for her. Of course you do. She's not going to sleep with you?
Oh, yeah.
Creep bag, go have a smoke. That's some Brian Henshin who's monitoring this Michael Pittman in back injury.
That's the first thing I thought of. Can I sleep with a 21-year-old?
You want to put that off or no?
You're such a dolt.
Oh, he's a scribe.
Yeah, God.
The second baseman's on fire today. That's from Stephen Wildwood. Who's the second baseman?
Iggy said he was a great second
Oh,
baseman.
that's right.
Well, I was. I was a good offensive second baseman. Couldn't hit much,
You
but
said great.
well, for that time, it was
It was a dead ball era.
yeah. Well, when the ball got waterlogged, yeah, you couldn't even hit that thing.
Okay.
Jackson, what's coming up on Balloon Party?
I haven't named the question set yet.
Do you feel good about them, or do I
No.
need to? You don't?
No, I don't.
Okay, if you want to win, God, I don't think I have more than like $40 in my Venmo. So I might be only able to pay people $25. I got $41.88 in there, Doug. That's what happens when I can't play golf and gamble. So $25 for a Balloon Party deep dive question at T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. Send it in. If I use it, I Venmo you $25.
I probably have two questions that I think could spark a solid conversation, but just not at this very moment.
You're down a little bit.
Yeah, what's wrong? What's wrong? You're a prince. Don't get worried. They can beat UMass.
I gave myself a wide berth this morning to write questions down.
And then you had writer's block?
Just couldn't. I was trying. It's just get something that's really meaty and good. It's tough. Some days it's really tough.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
Well,
no one bets 1,000.
Did Aaron Rodgers get his coach fired?
If we want to do that, I could come up with 100 questions of.
I might
grift
just
work.
like cut a check for a few hundred to Hubbard at that point to say, can I take the day off?
Yeah.
All due respect, you guys get paid to talk about pretty dumb topics, too. Calling out that girl isn't that kind of like pot and meat kettle. That's from Sharon and Clayton.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, I'm not worth $1 million either.
Hawk 2 is seven-figure net worth now?
I think so.
Really?
I would
Think so, Doug?
I think so.
I don't know all the things she's done.
I would take the under on that.
If she had her own TikTok account that had she might even. You can make a lot of money on TikTok views, but not $1 million.
If she is, she probably made $1 million doing less than anyone in history.
Ooh, I don't know about
close
that.
to it.
You could fall in the middle of like a shopping mall and make $1 million.
Oh, I don't know. They'd fight you on that.
Larry Thornton's already sent in a topic for Balloon Party. Here's a topic. If Liberatore would have ended up being Tarek Skubal, how different would we view Mo and where this team is right now? How about that?
It's a good little hypothetical odyssey.
Yeah, you like hypothetical odysseys.
Love them.
Yeah, Larry Thornton's the kind of guy who'll come up great. We had a great question for QFTA yesterday.
Mm-hmm. I kind of have something in that vein about the Cardinals.
Okay.
About kind of playing off the great question from QFTA yesterday.
All right. Fair enough.
Any day.
And what is yesterday's episode called? St. Louis's biggest hidden secret?
St. Louis's dirty little secret.
And that is that you run the St. Louis Starter Packs account.
That might be the secret of secrets, but no, this show is St. Louis's dirty little secret.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not such a secret.
Well, there's probably a lot of people who don't know about it.
Well, it's not because it's a secret. It's because they're dumb and they don't listen.
Oh, anyone who doesn't listen is dumb? I think we're the dumb ones being on it.
How do you feel about your feet?
Well, I just had some work done on my arthritis last.
See there? That's hot.
And right then, just soft cows sprouting throughout the studio.
Yeah.
My vibrator.
Oh, gosh.
What would you do if you asked that question? She goes, well, I got a bunion situation and I got a couple of rotten toenails. I think Jay would just
Well, I
leave the
mean,
studio.
if I take myself back, because I was lucky enough to be in studio for the Seika and Kitten Navidad Foot Fetish Friday, Jennings wasn't really enthused about that project as it was going in, so there wasn't really a lot of sexual energy in the studio. Now, if it would have been with a younger lass who he was into, or the one that he really liked was at Jewel.
Jewel from Siegfried.
And then she said that could have popped his balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've watched that video of the Seika and Kid Navidad.
Oh, there's video of it?
Yeah, Jay's there's like 100 people in the studio. and Jay the whole time is kind of just like demanding that non-gay play with her feet instead of him. Because I guess it was non-gay's last day.
Oh, that's how he sent him off, Doug.
And he was like, Nani, how about you get over here and you work with these feet over?
There was a time, if Jay wasn't interested, he could do some awkward things. He could do and say some things that made it kind of awkward for everyone else.
Yeah.
Did I get condiments for that one or not?
No, I don't think there was any accoutrement.
I was there for that. I mean,
It seems like everybody in local media was there for that.
Cal May.
And they had some big, beefy handler.
Oh.
Big guy.
Seika, would you say you like sex?
Clip that off.
No, who has that?
Who do you think?
Oh, Calvin has that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, did you say a tough loss today?
Tough loss today, yeah.
Yeah, just feed the lines.
Mighty. I told you I was in the, I don't know if it was the NLCS, I don't think it was the World Series, NLCS, when the national media's there. And the guy was sitting next to me, started asking a question. Tony goes, whoa, 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 whoa. No, we got something here. We do. You don't ask first. And Calvin goes, Tony, would you say it was a good win tonight? And the guy looked at me and goes, are you kidding me? I just put my head down and started laughing.
He was Tony's leadoff hitter.
He goes, are you kidding me?
Good question.
Yeah. Jackson, I was just scrolling the Twitter tweets, and I guess this is where you got the audio from. Huge baseball fans, Colin Cowherd and his miniature sidekick, Jason McIntyre, agree that the Mets and Padres would make for a, quote, juicy World Series. Is that where you got the audio?
Yeah. Cowherd has this thing where he does like a monologue before his show on social media where like his shirt's untucked and it's like he's in his green room, and it's really odd.
I thought it was odd, though, when he went on. There was some interview. I don't know if we played it. When he was talking about the Volume Network thing that he started being worth $100 million. And I'm just like,
really?
I mean, I don't know. And if anything, I God bless. It kind of doesn't matter. I'm not looking to acquire it. So it's really immaterial to me if he's just exaggerating the value. But, I feel like he's a guy who kind of has to do stuff that deep down he doesn't want to have to do, such as grab the phone and give a take,
Yeah.
I think there are people probably more in your age range who are that's what they want to do. They actually want to do it.
Yes.
But you get to a point in life where it's just not what you want to do, but at the same time, kind of like Stephen A. Smith doing the stupid, hey, if people like it, God bless. The cowboy videos when they lose, or Skip Bayless doing some thing where he throws stuff in the trash. I don't go, man, I'm jealous. And I know they're making a ridiculous amount of money, but I'm just like, God, you just never have time away, and they always have to be performing.
Yeah.
And I get it with Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless because they're kind of
they're kind of pioneers in that.
In the performance sports take business.
Yeah.
But Colin Cowherd doesn't strike me as being in the performance business, but then he's kind of now in it, not necessarily organically.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? Am I making sense? Is my nurse around to
Well, it's
touch me in
interesting.
a special place? Anybody?
Is usually when you go and start your own thing, you can kind of get away from that and do more of what you're comfortable with. But in his case, maybe this is just kind of what he's grown comfortable with, is this weird, again, the power dynamic of him sitting up, just head hitting the ceiling, and then his co-host being in a
That's what he
middle
calls
school
the miniature
desk.
sidekick is his name?
Jason, he's had 5 different sidekicks.
He had that Kristen, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
Leahy, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then they gave her own show, and that was tough. That was a shame. Christine Leahy, maybe?
Yeah, that's
beautiful. That was like the original sidekick.
Yeah. Yeah, she is gorgeous. She was the host on American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
And then she was a co-host on when they were at FS1, The Herd.
Got it.
And now I don't know what she does now.
Doug, you want to grab your phone after the Blues game tonight at 12:30 and scream about something?
I probably will. I'll wake up. I'll set my alarm and then check my app to see what the score was, see who did and did not score.
Nice.
And then I'll start holding people accountable. And I'll put the phone down and go back to sleep.
Now, what if they win 4-0? That's bad for business.
I'll claim that this is the best Blues team ever put together.
All right, you've got the playbook.
Mm-hmm. And whoever doesn't like that can just, bite me.
I believe Cowherd started at ESPN in 2003, I think.
It was the 2003
I don't
Cubs
know.
Marlins?
Well, I'm trying to think. So my second year in Springfield, and I'd got Cowherd on the air. And afterwards, he called me back. He goes, would you guys be interested in doing something like every Wednesday around 9 o'clock? I said, just a call-in? He goes, yeah, just do a segment with me every Wednesday or so, 9 o'clock, about 15, 20 minutes. I go, sure. I just thought it was odd. A guy who's working at ESPN wants to do a weekly segment on a station in Springfield.
He wanted money for it, though.
No, we didn't pay him anything.
Really?
I think maybe we carried his show because we weren't the ESPN affiliate. There was an ESPN station in Springfield. So
Maybe he just had so much respect for Ned Reynolds he wanted to be on the show.
No, I just found it odd that he just wanted to do a weekly segment. He did for like a year. Never got paid for it.
Really?
So we kind of made him, I think.
Oh, you made him in Springfield. You're taking credit for his career.
Yeah, we were doing a weekly segment with him. I
Mhm.
guess he got big after that.
And down in Springfield, probably 7,000 or 8,000 people heard it.
Well, if you think back on the guest I got for that show, I mean, those guys would like get boners during the show.
Iggy, is this true? Today we've got great running back Jim Brown joining us. How'd you do that?
I called him.
Jim Brown's joining us. Hold on, I got a chubby.
Oh, gosh.
Jim, how are you?
I mean, I got some huge guests for
So you made Jim Brown, too.
And Jim Brown would just laugh at every question he asked. I don't know what kind of question that is. Let me tell you something.
Okay. Well, the best in the business. That's what a lot of people
Just toot
call
my
it.
own horn right there.
Yeah.
But Springfield never saw guests like that in their lives.
Yeah. That was your town.
There used to, before I got there, was,
Let's go out to the show. Cheryl Burnett joins us. Cheryl, how are you? Lady Bears, big win last night.
How about Johnny Johnson?
Johnny Johnson.
So you made that station, and you kind of own the town.
And talk to Stella Stevens. Kickapoo University.
So were they sorry to see you go? And
Kickapoo you.
all these guests that you would get?
University of College.
University of College.
like
That's
that.
a T-shirt, German girl.
That's like a fake 80s movie they would have of State Tech.
Good Lord, Walter Mitty's on one today. Gatesworth, please. Some stand a caddy. Shut up! Are we really doing this again? No one cares. Springfield's nothing but mullets and boats. Some wedding tackle. Iggy, seriously, stop talking. It's from the 314. We're sitting here again talking about the same thing. It's from Jim Beaver. We are not doing this. Please go to email of the day. It's from Harris's brother Master. Can Iggy do an entire show only doing his Ned Reynolds voice? That's from Kurt's former coworker. I love 9:30 to 9:50 on the show. It feels like an obligatory trip over to Pawpaw's house to watch him eat mush and listen to him ramble on about nonsense, brag, and just let him be a little perverted as we all giggle in awkwardness. All this while you eagerly wait until he dozes off and watch anxiously for his tummy to go up and down to make sure he hasn't passed. Didn't he send that
He
in
already
earlier?
sent that in.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm rescinding the time passages. Can't send that in twice.
No, he's just repeating it after everything I say. Same
jealous.
thing.
Is that going to be a standard?
I don't
text
believe
now?
I've ever told the Colin Cowherd story before.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Some Tervis Parish. Make him stop! Some beer cats.
I got to pull that Oh Brother, this guy stinks drop.
His rambling just led to us discovering the University of College. So it was worth it.
Yeah. Please, Tim, make it stop. And that's from Johnny Johnson. But he's involved in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking
He's too
about
close
you,
to the
Johnny.
fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Ow! JV golf coach and Buck Swope tied top the leaderboard. Patrick Mahomes was taunting former Chief Gehrig Dieter, who was named after Lou Gehrig. 7 seconds of research will tell you that. Show prep, more like no prep, because you people don't know what the hell you're talking about. All except Tim, who looks dashing today. Duded up like Jason Statham, ready to kung fu chop suey some bad guys. But this is about the first time I witnessed a guy wielding a purple strap-on. We were all over at my buddy Gus's house for a Bitcoin convention. And then Gus's dad said, "I'm going to take a nap," and winked at us. My buddy Butchie was horny as hell and decided to be a prankster. All of a sudden, he started dressing up Mr. Ramsey. Crazy wig, feathers, penciled in eyebrows like a hot Phyllis Diller. And then Butchie hiked up Gus's dad's dress and took him from behind.
No.
Bone dry. Mr. Ramsey's fatal mistake was having his safe word be harder.
Oh.
Because Butchie went to town, resulting in Gus's dad releasing about a quart of his guy goo on their couch.
No.
Doug, that's from Hugh, and then his last name is Janice?
Hugh Janice.
Oh.
This email's from a lady.
Is it a long one? It looks long.
It does. Chairman, have you read through this?
I'm going to be honest, I have not.
Oh, no. This is now we're in the high risks?
If you want to skip it, I'll give it a quick
All right, yeah, I'll
once over.
skip it.
Put it in the filter file without reading it.
We had a real tiny batch today.
The Beaver is closed and owed for beer cats. Somewhere in this so-called town, the neon signs still gleam. And somewhere in the smoky dens, the patrons laugh and scheme. But downtown's lost its treasure, a tavern loud and brash. The Beaver's doors are shuttered now, its barstools turned to ash. The Hoosiers sip their whiskey cheap, the cocktailers would cheer. And even in the dim-lit haze, the meth man lingered near. But now the lights are out. My friend, the jukebox plays no song. For Beaver's final call has rung. My downtown home is gone.
Oh.
That's from Champagne Jesus.
Wasn't that nice?
It's
Champagne Jesus.
It's good to go.
No, nice.
Kind of sapphic.
Really?
Yeah, you might want to get Randy to do balloon party.
Wow. Doc, here we go.
Okay.
The sun was setting, casting long dancing shadows across the bustling sidewalk of Fremont Street. I was lost in the neon glow, my mind a whirlwind of thoughts, when I felt a gentle tap on my shoulder. I turned, and there she was. A vision of
Ethereal?
beauty. Her eyes sparkling like stars in the twilight. Her name was Anya, and she was visiting from a nearby city. We chatted for hours, our words a river flowing effortlessly between us, her laughter a melody that warmed my soul, and her touch a gentle caress that sent shivers down my spine.
Okay.
Why are you so dismissive?
Well, of
This is like
course-
hot.
Of course her name was Anya.
What about the line that she was from a city nearby? And this is clearly Vegas.
What do you think, Carson City?
Yeah, nearby.
As the night deepened, we found ourselves drawn to a secluded alleyway, its brick walls bathed in the soft glow of a single street lamp. The air was thick with anticipation, our hearts pounding in unison. I reached out, my fingers tracing the delicate curve of her jaw. Her eyes, filled with promise, met mine. Slowly, I leaned in, our lips brushing together like petals in the wind.
No.
The kiss was electric, a symphony of sensations that ignited every nerve in my body. Her hands roamed over me, exploring every inch of my skin. I felt a surge of desire, a longing I'd never known. We parted, our breathing raged. I want you, I whispered, my voice barely audible. She smiled, her eyes filled with a passion that mirrored my own. With gentle hands, she unfastened my shirt, her touch sending a shiver down my spine. I returned the favor, my fingers tracing the delicate lace of her lingerie as our bodies intertwined. I felt a sense of peace and belonging that I'd never experienced before. That night was long, filled with a passion that was both intense and tender. As dawn approached, we lay entwined, our bodies bathed in the soft glow of the rising sun. I looked at Anya, her face serene and beautiful. In that moment, I knew I had found something special. That's from Cynthia.
Someone took all week to write that.
No, they copy and pasted something.
Yeah, from a Dear Deidre, because the end of it they cut out said, "Should my husband be alarmed?"
Mm-hmm.
Anya.
You passed out and you spent the night in an alley?
Doug, how hot is that?
The email address is real, too. So
Yep, exactly right. Yep, it's a Gmail address, so it's got to be.
All the email addresses are real, right?
Oh, you mean like Engine Joe's Cave Ride at gmail.com?
Home
Right.
sold.
It's still a real email.
How hot is it that one of our listeners had that happen?
It's not.
Cynthia, call in tomorrow.
You probably thought she was sending it at a balloon party.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where that stuff gets read.
Or to QFTA.
I don't know what to do, Doug. My voice is weak. I had this text all ready to send in about Bob Costas being a woke Yankees homer. Having my text read by Tim puts me right back on top, you know. But this man out there, Libby Jack, he said there's no text line because the Wi-Fi is down. Oh, Doug, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You can act like a man! While Libby Jack's pale Gen Z ass gave up at the first sign of Wi-Fi adversity, Tim pulled himself up by his Gen X bootstraps and tethered to his hotspot like a normal member of the productive workforce. It's a good thing he did because the texters and lining up to roast Libby Jack over this poorly edited out of context Bob Costas audio.
I said you could use the hotspot.
Yeah, before we even went on the air, Jackson presented that as a solution. So, Buck, you're wrong here.
That's 2 Listener of the Year guys going heads up right there. That's like the Rock and Stone Cold. What year was that? Was
I
that
don't know the
2003?
years, Tim.
It was a thrill to see Tim in the Wild at Three Kings to pair last night. No concert this week as I'm resting up for the Sturgill Simpson shows at the Fox next Tuesday and Wednesday. I was merely enjoying some beverage alcohol with me work wife, as I typically do for Wednesday happy hour. I tip 28% because they always take good care of me there at Three Kings. Not like that cheap bastard Ross Perot. Measured twice, cut once, tip 15%. I made him everything tableside, and he didn't even let me bang out his daughter. We're talking about wrestling? So Vince McMahon pushed for a plot line where his daughter got pregnant, and it would be revealed, presumably by Maury Povich, that Vince was the father? Yikes. Quick, let's change the subject to how there was a rumor going around when I was a kid that our scoutmaster was sleeping with one of the Boy Scouts' moms. Time to take a break. Okay, gotta go now. There's a homeless guy outside that I need to tell to call in, big lesbian. Doug, that's Buck Swope. And that's what we have.
Swope. With a
The
nice
Design
email
Air Heating
for
and Cooling email the day.
Well, I just kind of thinking that maybe Cynthia copied and pasted something he read on a website somewhere. And I always like a poem, so I'm going to vote for Champagne Jesus.
Oh, God. It was... Man, I can't go wrong and I can't go right because they all are terrible.
Champagne Jesus wasn't terrible.
Yeah, I'll go with Champagne Jesus.
Champagne Jesus gets the win. That's what about Beer Cats?
Congratulations.
Oh, Angry Beaver?
That was about the Angry Beaver. And what Pally Vogelslaw's doing now.
Doug?
She was working there too.
Good question. Why do you bring it up now when we only have a couple seconds
Oh,
to
she was
kick it around?
working at the Angry Beaver too, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, she'll find a job.
All right, so that puts our unrest at ease.
Right.
All right,
okay.
we will head down the hallway. This is going to be an interesting situation because Jackson does not feel like he has anything. I guess I can break down Francisco Lindor's shot to right center.
Yeah, grand
That was more center right center, though, wasn't it?
He was Joe Cool walking around those bases.
Yeah, he was.
Grand Tater.
A little
Grand Tater
different
to
than
win it.
like when Tatis hits a homer. I like both though. I like both styles.
I'm actively pulling for the Padres tomorrow.
Yeah, so am I.
And my reasoning is that way the number 1 or 2 seed will have never made the NLCS since this asinine playoff format.
You're looking to watch the world burn?
I don't know how it doesn't get more attention.
Are there 6 seats left?
Of course. The Mets.
The favorites.
It's the worst effing thing going. And I feel like I'm on an island. You know what? But if I'm right, they'll write books about me, Doug.
Oh, I don't know. I think most people just see it and, oh, well, it is what it is. They're not going to change it.
So you're saying Tim isn't the modern day Copernicus?
I don't know that I'd go that far.
Maybe that's what we'll talk about on Balloon Party, because that'll
Okay.
piss them off. They don't like anything that's bad about
not
baseball.
The modern day Copernicus.
All right, we got Balloon Party, Doug. They won't be happy. They really won't be happy because Jackson doesn't have anything today.
Not much. I have some.
Oh, okay. Sometimes you're down on questions that wind up getting my synapses firing.
I
Maybe
hope
we
that's
just
the
read
case.
Cynthia's email again.
I'd be cool with that.
Yeah. All right. For Chairman Kurt, for Jackson Bennett Burkett, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, and Tim McCurdy. This has been TMA presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
Introducing the first ever TMA Banty Brew, a 16-ounce canned wheat ale with orange and coriander and an image of all 4 TMA boys across